Hi, my name's Mike DeLong. I'm the pastor of the Vine Church. And if you are listening to this podcast or watching this video presentation, this is our special series on race. At the Vine, we believe that the answer to our current situation is not to draw our battle lines, retreat to our corners, and not say anything to each other at all out of fear of saying the wrong thing. We believe that the answer to our current situation is to actually lean in. It's to have the discussion. It's to actually work through the differences in worldviews. It's to talk it out. Now look, when we do that, it's going to be messy. I mean, really messy in places. So as you consume this series, which has one-on-one interviews and panel discussions, you'll have to remember to be grace-filled yourself. For there will be messy moments where you will be offended. Because you see, here at the Vine, we have a pretty multicultural congregation. We have many different people from many different backgrounds. It's just a matter of time until I say something or somebody says something that offends you. We live in a culture that's cancel culture based. Anytime we don't hear what we like or don't hear what we value, there's this temptation just to shut it down, cancel it. I'm going to ask you to suspend that for a moment. Offer grace to all that speak in this particular series. And as we work through this together, let's pray collectively that the Spirit of God would open our minds to the worldview of the other, give us perspective and mercy for the other, and that as we move together as a community, we may not fix the world, but we may become a shining example of how we overcome the differences in worldview through these discussions. This is our intent. Now, here's the deal. I can't control how you're going to react to this. The Bible clearly says in Romans chapter 12, it says, do everything within your power to live at peace. As far as it depends on you, do everything to live at peace. Which means know my heart and know the hearts of those who've participated. We want to promote unity. We want to promote clarity and a biblical worldview. There will be moments when in our brokenness, in our inability to communicate effectively, we'll say things off the cuff that will not be exactly what we hold to be true. But I can't control your reaction. I can only ask you to be mindful, thoughtful, prayerful, and grace-filled as we work through this together. All right, proceed. Love you. Mean it. Hey, good. Welcome back, everybody. Good. I was going to say good morning, but who knows when you're listening to this. It could be good evening. Who knows? Okay, welcome back to Pewology. This is our podcast where we let the people in the pews discuss all the different things that are going on in our culture and our lives and also in the church and theological stuff. And there's just no way we can do any of that right now because there's a lot going on in our world. And we've assembled a panel together today to do this, to undertake a momentous conversation and topic. Because right now, no matter what you're listening to on the podcast or on the video cast, right now our world is kind of falling apart when it comes to the issue of race. And so we've got our group tonight. We've got Nelson, our Puerto Rican brother from another mother.
What's up? That's me.
Why not start it off by saying everybody's race as you
I'm just saying. I want to make sure they know the panel is
we're going to get the black
diverse.
Yeah, that's what I already knew that.
diverse.
Hey, trust me. As soon as he said that, I already knew
Black
it was coming
blend.
to me. I was like, oh, here goes black blend. Huh?
And black
And exactly why we need to start this conversation.
It's a persona.
Let this segue into the
It's
conversation.
an ethnic corner.
Oh, that's so good. I got my friend from DR here, my albino brother from DR. It's amazing.
right? Where have we decided you're from? Or are we giving you the Puerto Rico designation? What are we doing with you? Or what's the deal?
Why you look shocked?
What's the nationality heritage
Where are
deal?
you from? I'm Puerto Rican.
Oh, are you?
Oh, okay.
Okay, I was thinking you might have
He's
been.
my cousin.
My good buddy Ty's joining us tonight, and Ty and I.
Not Black Tie.
From Wakanda.
Just Ty.
He's from Wakanda.
Enough said. Enough said.
Ty and I have known each other for a long time. We play cards almost every week together, and
Yes.
I have been known to loan him some dollars, and he's been known to loan me some dollars. It's good. It's a good relationship.
There we go. It flows.
And
It flows.
then we've given you the DR designation too, right? Because
No.
I thought we went over this.
Panamanian.
It's the hair.
Ah,
It's the hair.
You see,
Panamanian.
here we go
Oh,
again.
Panamanian.
Not
Wow.
even
It's
that.
Panamanian.
Not even that. See, this goes right back into it again. I did bring this up to Mike several times in the past.
By several times, he means the
some
last
reason-
podcast.
For some reason, things just yes.
I feel like there's a mix though.
Yes.
There was a DR mix, right?
No.
No.
There's none. It's all Panamanian on you.
No.
No.
What is it? What are we doing here?
All right.
Okay,
Let's get this right because we
Go
have went through this quite a couple times,
I
Mike.
don't remember these.
But
things.
it's all right. No, I understand.
Yeah.
I understand because it's just Black Glenn. Keep it simple. You know what I mean? Let's keep it simple.
I like
But
it.
what it really is this: it's my mother's Puerto Rican, my father's Panamanian and Jamaican.
That's
it.
right.
Boom, boom.
I remember the Jamaican thing. We talked about that whole thing. the
So you're
Jamaican thing.
3/4
What was it?
Hispanic,
It was the
1/4
Germans or something
African.
in Jamaica. What was
Scottish.
it? The Scottish.
Scottish.
We went through that
Stewart.
whole
Yes.
thing. We did a
Stewart.
Wikipedia.
Yeah,
research.
yeah. They was like, but you got Stewart in your last name. I was like, well, probably some type of Scottish stuff happened.
And then
you
it
know?
was like we looked up this whole thing. There was this Scottish infusion. And,
Your response was
Jamaica.
based off of Wikipedia. It doesn't count.
Yeah, here we go. Okay, so
But yeah.
let's jump in quick.
Please.
Have you seen the full 9-10 minute video of the death of Floyd? Have you all seen it?
I think I
Like
saw
the
the
full-
5-minute version.
You saw the?
Yeah, the first version that came out was only 5 minutes.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you.
No, they have the 9-minute one. I couldn't watch it all the way through, so I kind of broke it up. I'll go back and look at it later. But to sit there and watch the whole thing in its entirety, I couldn't do it.
Couldn't even do it.
Couldn't do it.
I
Same
haven't.
thing
I
here.
thought it was a joke. I thought it was like on a loop because like I was like, this guy really kneeling on this guy for that long.
You didn't even believe it was happening.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I thought it was crazy. I thought it was like, at first I was like, there's no way that a police officer is gonna stay on somebody's neck for like 8 minutes straight.
Especially when people are telling you, hey, you could kill this guy.
Yeah.
It would be
Yeah, they're
cool if
standing
you
there
could get
saying,
off.
"Hey, you're killing this guy.
Yeah.
He's dying."
I mean,
Actually, the guy is saying, I
Yeah,
can't,
I can't
breathe.
breathe.
He's looking
Yeah.
straight at
Yeah.
the camera.
yeah.
He's posturing.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah. It's crazy.
yeah.
I don't even want,
Did you see the full 10 minutes?
Yes.
So what jumped out to you the most that we might not know or
Yeah.
might not have seen?
Nothing. I don't know if there was anything that. I'm not trying to imply there was anything you missed. I'm just saying it was
I thought it was like
hard.
a
It was
loophole.
very, very, very hard to watch.
Yeah, it was.
That's what I.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm thinking. It was shocking.
Yeah.
The whole thing that's more shocking is that this is not an uncommon scene. See, a lot of people are making this George Floyd. George Floyd is just the straw that broke the camel's back. You see, this is repeat again, same scenario, and people are fed up now, and rightfully so. You know, by all means, I don't condone violence or the looting or anything like this, but I understand the movement.
Dadgummit, we did.
Lord,
we went over the phone thing.
You had one job.
It's always one.
There's always one.
My bad, guys. My bad.
No, okay. So let's go slow. Let's go slow.
Very.
So there's nobody. I didn't expect there would be, but there's nobody that has any question that this was awful, this was grotesque, this was horrid. It's
a murder.
It's a murder. It was,
Yeah.
and the guy
Live
definitely,
streamed.
the guy should be charged with murder.
Absolutely.
The other three have now been charged. Whether or not they can get that through, who knows? But at least they've been charged.
Yeah.
Right.
They should be able to get it through.
Yeah.
I mean, if he committed a crime and I was there and I didn't do anything, they're gonna charge me too.
Usually that's how it
But
goes.
you-
but
you have-
we're
you have to
talking about a
charge-
different. We're talking about a different ballgame.
And you have to be careful how you charge too. That's the thing.
what
you know.
they get charged. Yeah, what can they prove?
because if you overcharge and they're gonna walk, you gotta charge. You know, like this guy. I mean, initially it was
third degree. Now
and then they
moved
upped
it
it
up
to
to
second because it's like we could probably still get him on second.
Yeah.
You know, first
Not
you're
gonna
probably
happen.
not gonna
No,
get.
it
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
premeditated.
But second,
I would even say first is kind of.
No, it
no,
wasn't
it's
premeditated.
too much.
It would've been
That's what they did with Zimmerman,
Right.
and that's why he walked.
Premeditated is like you plan.
You-
like
you have to-
went
you have
there
to-
for that
you-
specific thing.
There's
Well,
a, there's a
I was
strategy to
thinking
this.
maybe the planning was in the process of the time 9 minutes. Like that's a long time.
It's a long time.
Absolutely.
That's a long time. I would think he's thinking like, hey,
Well,
But you got.
I'm gonna suffer
You have
life
to, you
out
have
of
to
this.
take that
Premeditated,
out.
know. I don't know
It's
for
the
sure.
wording beyond reasonable doubt.
Yes,
You have to take that out
I
of
think
it.
George brings up a good point, though, which is I know we're angry, and I know the public's angry, but you can't let the public do the charging. We have law and order and DAs for a reason. Like, let them do their job. They know what they can get done. They know what they can get through the jury. Like, we got to have some trust
Absolutely.
in these guys to get it through and charges. I
Well-
think sometimes the public has this big outcry, and then they react, and they're like, okay, well, we'll go for first. And then they kind of sit there and go, we're not going to get it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Well, that goes again into what I'm saying. Society overall, this is just pacification. True justice is conviction, not charges.
Exactly.
Conviction, and that's a different story. And we're gonna see how that plays out.
Yeah.
Because down the line, we might just hear something that is unsettling. Maybe.
Oh, I think there's a
hope
lot
not.
that's already come out
but,
that's unsettling.
But I'm telling you that that's true justice. Arresting somebody, charging them, that's only halfway there.
Oh, this is
That's
this
only
is,
halfway
This
there.
is something that's come up with a. It's crazy because I'm very selective about who I call friend, and if I call you a friend, it's not that we agree on everything. I love you. There's a certain love between us, and I respect that we're separate people, and we're gonna have we're not always gonna agree on everything, right? But I feel like I have a good grasp on who you are. If I'm like, yeah, this is a friend of mine, And it's surprising how some of these people that I've like long considered friends, I'm more confused at the
Hurt?
ambiguity of their stance on some of this stuff where it's like why I don't even get how I can't reconcile how there's any ambiguity from you, and so I've all week I've been making this point to different people about how some of the stuff that they're interjecting is like you're missing the point completely, like by bringing up some statistic or some talking point or this and that, and then the difference between why is there protest for this and not for this. I'm like, look, here's the deal. I have 100% confidence that if and when someone is caught for killing, shooting, because there's police officers that have been, killed. I have 100% confidence that if and when the perpetrator is caught, they will face justice to the extent that allowed by the law. Right? They're going to face justice, no question to me. What is there to protest? They're going to face justice. The protest is that it's not necessarily these cops, for example, now may not face justice. That's the protest. That it's even a question,
Like in Ferguson.
and then the
No conviction in Ferguson.
rebuttal
by
to
the
that
way.
was the
We
rebuttal.
do know that, right? No conviction in Ferguson.
Well, let's go slow.
No.
Well,
I am
look,
going
the
slow.
rebuttal to that-
I just wanted to say.
the rebuttal to that was, well, the cops have been charged. I'm like, so?
Exactly.
You and I are old enough to remember a VHS tape of 4-5 officers savagely beating a man, and they walked.
But there's two things
So
here, right?
don't tell me it's not over because they got
No,
charged.
It
No,
isn't.
but like,
So-
did they get charged because of the outcry? Like, had it not been caught on tape,
Exactly.
and we had done this, had they been charged?
No.
Had all this been happening?
Absolutely
Or would they
not.
have just been
If,
like,
if it wasn't on tape, I think there's a lot of questions. That they would've gotten
Absolutely
charged.
not.
just so you see, like,
Yeah.
look at the double standards
That
that,
they
that we
wouldn't
use.
even-
Even if it was on tape.
Would they have
Yeah.
gotten
and they
charged
didn't-
if it wasn't
they
on
did,
tape?
he
Would
still-
they?
it
So
still wouldn't.
What's your answer to that?
I think they would.
They wouldn't.
Oh,
I
they
think there's a
wouldn't.
good chance.
That
Yeah,
they wouldn't
they
have
got to
happened.
protect themselves. But look at the double
But
standards,
that,
right?
but let's be fair. I'm not sure. Look, if it's not on tape and a cop kills somebody, I'm not sure anybody gets charged ever. No matter what the race.
But-
Every cop I think saying, no, it was
Exactly.
legal. I shot this guy, right?
sure,
Like
sure.
absolutely,
Exactly.
he had to go.
He was
Hey,
resisting.
and let's put a disclaimer out here because I have love, respect for our law enforcement,
Yeah.
for those who defend our country and sacrifice their lives for our liberties. This is specifically for those individuals who use their position with their racially motivated bias to take advantage of the system and actually manipulate and oppress the people they are actually paid by to protect. That's who we're identifying here. Just so everybody's clear.
Well, let's go slow.
This isn't
I-
a broad stroke. Law enforcement, everybody's no. But I will say this: there's a good portion of y'all out there.
Whoa.
Yo, racist
accusatory.
cops. Yo, I can say that. Yo,
He's
racist
talking
cops.
to the racist cops.
I'm talking to the racist cops. right now.
Okay. I just asked you.
Yo, don't get too touchy.
You
Mike.
people.
I wasn't talking about you, Mike.
What you mean,
Relax.
you people?
What you like, yo? What you mean? You're looking at me when you said that.
I had the same response. I'm like,
It's about to go down.
Nah. It's all love.
I find the irony in this, right? So like you have the people protesting, right? Like this thing. And like with the cop that did this, everybody's outcry is, well, not all cops are bad. It's like you got to see the other side, right? But then when people are peacefully protesting and there's other people looting, you almost forget that there's people protesting peacefully and all that people are focusing on is the people that are looting. Like that's the majority. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And
So
let's-
there's a
Let's
big,
change
there's an
gears
irony
because
in
we
that.
got to get through a lot tonight. Let's change gears. So we're all in agreement that this thing that happened is unforgivable,
Outrageous.
outrageous, shocking, right? Now we can move to the aftermath. What Juan's talking about. You got massive protests happening all over major cities all over the United States, right? And amongst those protests, there's some really negative stuff going on too. So what's your reaction to that? Like, what's your thoughts on the good and the bad that comes with those protests?
Well, personally, I feel I understand it.
Okay.
I definitely understand the protesting. I understand the looting. I understand the burning because people are fed up. They're sick and tired of being sick and tired. And truthfully, those guys probably wouldn't have been arrested if they didn't do what they did. If we look back at history, look back in time, peaceful protests, they came out, they sprayed them with water hose. We like, oh, we shall overcome. We tired of singing.
exactly.
All the singing.
And getting
all
dog
the-
sicked on
yeah,
us.
all of that type. So the more peaceful you are, the more they take advantage of it. Now, I'm not saying I don't agree with everything. I understand why they did it, but I don't agree with everything that was done. But
Okay,
without
I'm going to
doing-
push back.
Okay.
So you telling me that you think these guys running into a Nike store or a Gucci store and grabbing all that junk
No.
is some form of protest at all?
No. That's people that's taking advantage of the situation.
Yes.
I agree.
But what I'm saying,
Yes.
because
We're in
of
agreement.
the aftermath, like
Yeah.
the way everybody, now they're like, oh, we got to take control again.
Okay.
We have to do something to stop these people from doing what they're doing.
And let's not forget this too. This protest has been infiltrated by
Yes.
anarchists.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And a lot of those guys are white.
Anonymous.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, you're
I'm
lucky.
glad you know
yeah,
that, Mike.
if you
I'm-
look
I'm
at-
Well, you just
glad.
look at the video.
Yeah, if you look at all the
Mike.
front lines,
Mike,
look,
I'm
protests,
glad
let's
you
just
know
say this.
because it
Let's
is
say this.
right there in
There's-
front of your
yes.
face.
Absolutely.
So,
There's no doubt about it. The
But
videos
Mike-
show clearly that people of
but-
all race
but
are
let me-
doing awful
but-
things.
Sure.
But let me go ahead and just put it clear because the black people are the one getting the bad rep for everything. though.
absolutely.
Well,
You
sure.
see, and that's where slow up.
Yeah.
That's the reason why we are having this issue. People talking about people doing this, people doing that. But when you look at the videos, you're seeing white individuals spray painting BLM. You're seeing officers knocking out windows in storefronts and when confronted saying, I'm going to arrest you if you don't get away from me. There's something going on here greater. And it goes to the systematic racist foundation that this country was founded on. That's political, justice system,
Easy.
education. Don't. Let's not take away from what I'm saying, Mike.
Right.
Let's not talk about the table and the.
Yeah, Mike.
Let's talk about every single facet of America has been infiltrated with this filthy mindset.
Yeah.
And it goes, like I said, justice system, education system, the health system, the political system, church. Racism goes ahead and has every fiber infested in this country, and it needs to stop. And what the frustration you're seeing in this country is just the outcry of the people saying enough is enough. And I, too, understand it. I don't condone or agree with the violence, but I understand the movement. I am with the movement. And I tell you what, now's not the time to play the fence. Now's not the time to play neutral, to not hurt nobody's feelings. Now's the time to either be a Christian, because we are Christians here, right? This is a Christian podcast, right? All right. Christians are supposed to speak out for the oppressed. The voice of the voiceless. Not sitting on the sidelines looking and then saying, I'm going to pray for them. No. This is not the time for that. This is the time to go ahead and back up what we're saying as Christians, men and women of God, and actually get in these front lines peacefully and protest the injustices in this world. We're just talking about equality here. We're not talking about like, hey, we want reparations, right? We're not talking about we want payback for the 400 years of free labor that was given to this country, correct? We're just saying, can we have a level playing field? Please. Please, equality. I don't want to be considered 3/5 of a man no more. You understand me?
I want to say.
I got to tell you, I understand parts of what you're saying.
Good.
To
Good.
the-
Because you can't understand it all. Because I'll tell you why, Mike. Because you're not black. You're never going to understand it all, and it's okay. But that's my job as your brother to help you understand exactly where we're coming from, how we feel, and I think.
What can I understand?
Well, you can understand this. Things need to change. I mean, Mike.
Give me something
All right,
specific.
look. All right, let's bring an example. You're from a small town in Georgia, right?
No.
I thought you're from Georgia.
Jacksonville.
I'm from Jacksonville, but I lived in Georgia for a time.
Okay.
I lived in a suburb of Atlanta. That was kind of huge, but whatever.
Okay. But being in Georgia, I'm pretty sure you might have seen some of that type of mentality and rhetoric practice, even if you wasn't agreeable to it. You was
I've
around it.
known hicks and rednecks my
Okay,
whole life that were racist.
Okay,
Sure.
you know them now too. But
Yeah.
what I'm saying is this, Mike. The key is we can't play the fence no more. There's right and there's wrong. There isn't a right when you're among one set of people and then wrong when you're in a different set of people. The time for private conversations and private agendas has been done with. We need to organize, we need to strategize, we need to plan and execute something that can go ahead and further this cause so we can all be in peace, because there's going to be no more peace. People thinking now, hey, the guys are arrested, they're charged. Why are they still protesting? Because this is not just about that. This goes back centuries, decades.
It's not about these four individuals.
No,
it's not about this
no.
particular instance.
And matter of fact, to get back to what my brother was saying, the Civil Rights Act of 1968 was not signed until 6 days of continuous riots after the death and assassination of the good Dr. King. So you see, progress can come from some chaos. It's unnecessary, but sometimes it's something that will nudge and urge everybody to get in front of this thing. It needs to be addressed. It's in front of all our faces right now.
Let's go
We
back.
need to
real quick.
address it.
Let's go back. Let's go slow. Because I feel your passion, but let's go slow. So we're in agreement about Floyd. Are we in agreement that we can say collectively that whatever the race, anybody that's looting, burning, destroying property,
Don't agree with it.
It's wrong.
That's wrong.
So we
Yes.
can all agree.
Yes.
Yes.
Everybody's on the same page.
Yes.
It's opportunistic. I don't think anybody that's doing that is actually
Yeah.
has the movement in mind. They have themselves in mind. They're running out among the chaos. They can hide and do what they. But these are people who would be a criminal element anyway. The protesters and the looters are two different
people.
crowds.
Yes.
And I don't think. And even though there's anger in the community, it's dangerous to say. Yes, we all understand most of us should understand the anger, but it's dangerous to say that anger is no. The looting is completely separate.
I think the looting has gotten out of hand so bad because of this lockdown that everybody was on, without jobs, not making money,
Pent-up
unemployment not
frustration,
kicking
yes.
in.
Okay.
All of that. So now it's like, oh,
Compound problem.
there you go.
Okay.
Now we can jump in and get in trouble, but not get in trouble for running in the Nike store, running in the Target, doing this, that, and the other. Now we'll set it on fire so they can't find my fingerprints. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's the mentality of the people.
In
you
the
have
moment.
You have them trapped for so long. For
But
months
we are
on
in
end.
agreement that should be
No, yeah.
condemned too. As
Absolutely.
Christians, we
No,
should be
absolutely.
condemning
No,
that too.
but
Absolutely.
I think we just did. We don't need to harp on it. We already did. What we need to harp on
But
is
I do-
because look, let me tell you something. property can be replaced, we're talking about loss of human life. We're not talking about statues. We're not talking
Sure,
about. I think,
but
what
the
I'm-
looting,
no,
the
no,
looting is
no.
counterproductive
No,
because
no.
you're
I'm not,
gonna.
I'm not in disagreement. I know looting is.
I know property
counterproductive,
could be
but
replaced, but
I'm
it's
saying to wait,
counterproductive.
but to wait out. Everybody's stressing out the property damage. We're talking
No,
about
no, no,
loss
no.
Of human
I'm
life. here.
I'm stressing because the property damage is going to take the focus off what the real issue is here.
Yes.
That's where the danger is.
Absolutely.
But that is the agenda of some of these so-called
It's the organizations.
Yeah.
anarchists.
Yeah, but I've
to
noticed.
take away.
Don't you? Maybe it's just me. But I noticed that there appears to be an unwillingness just to condemn it. Like, can't we just condemn it outright and move on?
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know what the problem would be because it is condemnable.
Yeah.
Nobody should go ahead and have to go ahead and destroy property to get the point across. But let's go ahead and get back to the cause of that. Most of the people who's doing this is from communities that education is not highly prioritized, and that once again goes to systemic racism, not better schools. So their priorities might be a little bit different, let's say, than a Winter Park, Hunters Creek priority, Tangelo Park person. You know what I mean? So they are saying, I'm seeing this on TV over and over again, Black Death being snuffed out for no reason. What am I going to do? These people don't know the local councilmen and the complaint forms to go ahead and fill out. These are not those type of people. And that's what we want to get them to be aware that, hey, there is a legal way to go about this. But we have to realize everybody's not in that boat. So they're going to lash out. I'm sick of this.
I get
So
what you're
can-
saying,
well, hold
but
on.
I want to
Yeah,
say I
that's
get what you're
very-
saying, but we have to separate righteous anger from straight up criminal behavior. That's not You yes, lashing out in anger and righteous anger and doing something with that anger in a constructive way, that's the way to do it.
Yes.
Let's
the,
walk-
the looting is looting, man. That's criminal activity. That's
Yeah.
nothing. Those people are not doing that. This is for George Floyd. No, they're not.
No.
This
No,
is
it's
for
not.
me.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna rack up.
Yeah.
Come on, man. We have to. If we lump them together,
And I'm not sure.
No,
I
we're
love.
doing a disservice to the movement.
I know that what I'm about to say. Let's remember this before I say
We're all
this.
brothers and sisters in Christ.
Can we remember that?
we're all brothers
As
and
I'm
sisters
about
in
to say
Christ.
this, I'm a little
Come on,
worried.
there's
It's
love
all
at this table.
Hey,
There's
hey,
love
No,
at this table.
I love the fact that we
Come
can
on.
get this diverse group together and have this conversation,
No, and Mike, and I love
And we
the
could
fact
do it-
that you was willing to do this by yourself.
and we can do this in peace.
Because hey, you're
Right.
outnumbered here, guy, and you're still doing it. You're doing
I
it
know.
well.
I
You're
love
doing it quite
I love
well.
it.
We
Okay,
love you,
but
bro.
we
love
have a
you.
very diverse church, and I love the fact that we can have these conversations. But let me just say this, and this is what worries me about this. I don't know if you know, like you talk about implied racism in the culture, but I want to reflect back to you what you just said. That worries me, right? What a white supremacist believes about their African American counterparts is this: that they are lesser, that they're, as white, they are supreme over that person. Okay?
True.
That's what they believe.
Yeah.
But there's a segment of society that I would call the far liberal left, who I believe is doing the same thing to the black culture. And I think you're picking up some of their rhetoric. I mean, think about what you just said.
Okay.
These are not these people that would know how to do this. These are not these people that would know how to figure this out. Like,
I'm not
a white,
generalizing.
a white supremacist would say this person is less. They don't have the intelligence that I have. They don't have the abilities that I have. They don't have the race that I have. But see, the left is saying the same thing. These poor people can't figure it out. They're just doing it under cover of like we love them. But it's not really love. They think less of them.
I'm not broad stroking.
Can I
I'm just giving like some type of
Can I just say something?
explanation as to some of the reasons why this is happening. Am I in
I just-
agreement? No, but I'm just trying to give you mind frame. People who do not have access and have some of this fundamental things and ways to go about things, they're gonna just go ahead and react off their emotion. That's it, and that's everybody. I mean, that's even like
That's
some of
not.
these, no.
No.
So when they're having a sports game, let's say some of these sororities for fraternities, and there's a sports game going on, and all the people in the college are going crazy and turning over cars and burning things up and tearing things up. You're saying they're not emotional there?
No, I think we could definitely find places in society where broad groups of races do stupid things, right? I'm not saying that. But as for political ideas or worldview-based ideas, I don't see a lot of this being condoned in any other setting, or in any way celebrated in any other setting.
What being? You're losing me.
Any of this, like
The looting, the
looting, the rioting.
You don't
any of
see
this.
it being condoned.
Yeah.
But it shouldn't be condoned.
I know, and I'm glad to hear that you guys aren't condoning it, because I've been hearing a lot of like, oh well, it's like
No.
these people get a pass because
No,
like
no,
things
no.
are bad.
I think it goes back to what George is saying. This is nothing more than a distraction from what the real movement is. The real movement is for human equality and justice, especially for our black and brown brothers.
Okay.
That's it. You know, police brutality, it needs to stop.
Yeah.
Systematic racism needs to stop. I mean, it's
Let's-
been long enough.
The police needs to be retrained altogether. I don't know if you guys ever saw the video of Daniel.
Yeah, you got to
Schaefer.
talk to Don. We got to talk to Don. We got to get brother Don on the scene.
Like you guys saw the video with Daniel Schaefer? It's a white guy, and they're like, "Don't move, get your hands behind your back."
Oh, at the hotel?
Yeah, like this was, like they were playing Simon Says with this kid, and the kid's like, "Please, please, please, I'll do whatever you want." You know what I mean? And at the end,
They shot him.
they shot him, a white guy. So I think it goes deep, and that's look. I'm gonna say something here that might not be very popular. Okay, I'm Dominican. I grew up in DR, and DR was like, whatever. There was no real racism in DR. I didn't know what that was. I moved here to New York when I was 8. Okay, I lived in the Bronx and the Upper East Side. I walked down the street with black people telling me, "Hey, white boy, you shouldn't be around here," without me doing nothing. Okay, I had kids in school that were white making fun of me because I didn't speak English. So racism.
You got it from both sides.
I got it from both sides.
Oh, man.
I want to give him a
Hey,
hug.
that was
Juan
a real
was
sensitive
roasted,
moment.
man.
Nelson, give him a hug real
but
quick.
that's the
man.
problem. That racism is something that's not gonna be, that's not gonna be, is never gonna be solved, because people don't look in the mirror and see where it starts. You know what I mean? My kid Jacob was playing outside the other day with a couple of kids, and a black kid told him, "Can't stand this freaking white kids." No reason. I can't stand white people.
Oh,
It goes
racism
deep,
is
but
racism
here's
no
the
matter
problem.
who it
No,
comes
Yeah, I
from.
was
baby.
about to say,
But here's
there
the
are
problem.
black
No,
racists too.
But
Absolutely.
listen to
They're
me.
not just white racists. There's black
people
racists
need
too.
to listen. I want everybody to listen to this thing, to this podcast. Listen for the sake of listening and understanding that racism is not just the extreme KKK. It's
Subtle.
It's when you say, "I'm not racist because I have a black friend, but I don't want my daughter dating a black guy," or when you say, "I know Hispanic people." You know, I have a guy, sweetest guy in the world. You know, gave me a job when I was here, and he literally told me to my face, thinking that it was a compliment. He says, I didn't think you were gonna be worth a damn." I was like, "This little Spanish guy is not gonna be good," you know, and you proved me wrong, which I could respect. But like, you don't hear yourself in the background of the things that you say.
Yeah.
So until we realize that racism is bigger than the extreme, and really think about the things that we say and our thoughts and what you say when nobody's watching, it's not gonna get solved. What we teach our kids. My kid is 12. So for another 12-year-old to say that, he heard it from somebody.
Yeah. And that's what it is. It's all learned. It's learned, but we need to unlearn. We need to get the future generation, because they're going to be the ones who's going to be running this future. So we need to make sure that they're aware that, hey, this isn't right. It isn't cool. We need to do something.
Okay, let me ask some tougher questions. All right, and remember, we're friends. Okay? All right, so now we've got this protest taking place, and we've got social media kind of like movements taking place with Blackout Tuesday, and we've got this tagline, Black Lives Matter, and we've got kind of some, I would say, fairly broad mainstream, like swell building behind Black Lives Matter, at least the phrase. But what I'm betting is, and I'm betting dollars to donuts here, that none of you know what the actual platform is, because I don't think you'd support it if you knew what it was.
For Black Lives Matter.
Black
Yeah.
Lives Matter?
Yeah.
Please enlighten us.
I think
What is
no,
the-
no.
what is the
I
platform,
think
Mike?
I do,
you
and
know
I
what-
think it's
what's
been
the
corrupted.
What's the
Oh, you think
platform?
it's corrupted?
The actual platform of Black Lives Matter, because it's on their website.
So there's a
Like a mission statement.
Yes.
somebody co-opted
that's what I'm
this.
thinking.
But
No, no, no,
is
no,
that
no,
somebody
no.
co-opting the
No,
phrase
no,
and
no,
saying
no.
this is
the
what we-
leaders of Black Lives Matter
who is the leader?
But what is that?
There are
who are
two.
the
There are
leaders?
two founders. There are two founders of Black Lives Matter. They run the Black Lives Matter website. They are on every radio station,
yeah, but-
every stinking TV.
But I
station.
think
They're
that's
interviewed
just.
constantly.
I think that's just co-opting something because
Tyrone
the
Biggins?
phrase itself, I think, preceded
Chappelle?
somebody
That's
like
the
saying,
big
you know what,
leader?
I'm going to cash in on the phrase and
Yeah.
start a website and
Right,
do this and
right.
that.
Yeah.
I think the
No.
objective of Black Lives Matter was to say, hey, I'm being underserved here. I'm not. So we matter too. Like that. That's the thing. I don't think at all. I think maybe somebody co-opted that
Yeah.
and then ran with
No.
it. But I don't think at all that Black Lives
The Lord
Matter
knows.
is about saying
You got it from
only
Wikipedia.
Black Lives Matter or Black Lives Matter more or everybody else matters less.
Yeah.
I don't
No.
think
Yeah.
that that's it at all.
Number one, that's not what their platform is, and they do have a formal leadership organization, website, political platform, and political pact. Right? I'm just betting none of you know what it is, and I'm betting if I tell you, you won't support it.
But I can't say that they speak for everybody.
Right. Exactly.
But here's the thing: you're
I would say
but
Al
here's the
Sharpton
thing:
was Black
you're all
Lives Matter.
putting it on your Facebooks.
I don't
You're
have
all
social media.
claiming it.
Who's
You're all putting
who's
it on
you
your-
all?
Thank you.
Please clarify. Who's you all, Mike?
I checked
Whoever's doing it.
everybody here.
Yeah.
Negative. I've
Everybody
never
here?
posted anything
Yo,
Black
and
Lives
I
No,
know you're lying
it's
for
on
me
your
too.
Instagram.
Hey,
It's
I've never
and
posted
I
Black
know,
Lives Matter.
and I know you're lying
Not-
for me too, Mike.
No, not.
I've never
because I
posted
don't post nothing.
I've done
ever.
no form of
Listen.
protesting.
You said you went on everybody's Facebook.
You know
There's
what?
no
I may
way.
have not gone on yours.
Okay, then.
There's no way.
Okay, then.
No way.
Okay.
I went on all of y'all's.
You know what?
I went on all your guys'
went-
Facebook. Come
me
on,
and
bro.
Mike did before. I said, let me check to make
I've
sure.
never
Let me
check
done
thorough
on,
enough, Mike.
on
Black
your
Lives
Didn't
Instagram
check thorough
story.
enough.
Right.
On your Instagram story.
I said I got to give props when somebody uses their talents to protest. That's all.
I
said.
know, but I'm just saying. Everybody did this. They jumped in. I
there's
just don't
no
think
way.
you know what they
There's
stand
no way.
for.
Did,
All right, educate.
Go
us.
ahead.
I-
Go ahead.
No,
We're
wait.
getting
Please.
stuck. We're getting stuck. Go ahead.
I'm gonna put on the screen for you.
Go
Mike,
ahead.
put it up for you.
Wow.
Wikipedia.
This is
wants it all.
this is their website and this is their platform. Their main political platform is defund police in every city.
Defund.
Completely take away the funding of
Oh, I've
every
heard this on the
police
radio.
department in every
Yeah, I've
city.
heard
That's
this on the radio.
ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
So this is
How was that?
I'm gonna go back to this.
Thank you.
The phrase
Yes.
Black Lives Matter.
It's
correct.
I believe
I'm with
somebody heard that and said
That's
we
their
need
own
to
ideology.
buy a domain. We need to do
No.
this and that. And so then that's what people are going. Oh, Black Lives
I'm
Matter.
sorry,
It's
that's
this and
not
that.
true.
That's not where the phrase
So
came
when-
from.
when
I'm
did this
sorry,
They didn't.
originate?
that's
They
not
didn't.
true.
They
When
didn't
did-
come up
when
before
did
the
this
phrase.
originate? When did
Mike.
this start?
but defund the
These
police for what? The
established
purpose
a-
of what?
What's that?
Defund them for the purpose of.
Well, they believe the police is systemically corrupt. All police departments are systemically
Okay,
corrupt.
I'm there.
And they want to refund all of the money that's going into police departments. They want to take all that money away and put it into social services in the inner city and into black communities.
When was this established?
I'm telling you, you guys can do this work for
When did
yourself.
Kaepernick?
But it
take
seems
a-
like you already did,
And
though.
who is
Right?
it? When did
I mean, you're
Kaepernick-
giving
I'm
us
telling-
photoshops and you.
Wait.
I can.
When did
I'm
Kaepernick-
telling
when
was this
you.
established?
When did he take a
I'm
knee?
telling you that there is widespread agreement that there is a formal organization with
Yes.
formal
Could be.
leadership,
Yes.
with a political pact.
I'm not.
with-
I'm
telling
not
you.
disagreeing
So
with
listen,
any
no,
of
no,
that.
This
But
podcast is not
I'm
the
not
only
disagreeing with any of
podcast
that.
of podcasts.
Yeah.
No, but
So-
I'm just saying that in these guys, this woman and this guy that's running this, I'm telling you, they're getting interviewed
All right.
on every.
I want
Mike,
to
I
look
think-
at. I
I
want to
think
look
we're-
into
I
when
think-
the domain was purchased. When because no
Context
I mean,
is
again,
everything.
I think it's very
Context is
easy,
everything.
bro. Like
Disclaimer:
anything
as a
that ever
Black
happens.
life, they don't speak for me.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah.
As a Black life, they
And
don't
I
speak for
guarantee you,
me.
they don't speak for most.
Absolutely. So they could have
Guarantee
set,
you.
like you said, they could have set this up and found, oh yeah, let's go, let's run it, let's do this, let's make money off of it. But like, when was it originated? When did this? When
It was
when
an
did it start?
organic movement when I forgot which
Ferguson.
one it was who got killed.
I want to say. I
forgot
want to say.
which.
I want to
This
say it was
was-
right around the time
I
of Ferguson.
forgot. You see what I'm
This
saying?
was-
do you
this
understand the
was started out of-
frustration?
this
Do you
was-
understand the frustration?
Oh.
I can't remember the black name of who was killed when Black Lives came up. Do you see what I'm saying? I can't even say, man, which name was it? Because there's so many names. Who was
Well,
it? Is it
I-
Alton Sterling?
I remember when
Is
it
it
started
Philando
with-
Castle?
They did it a lot with Trayvon.
This started.
Black Lives?
This
Yeah,
started.
Trayvon? Was it Trayvon?
This started
wanna
after
say.
Ferguson.
No.
Ferguson.
This started
yeah.
after Ferguson.
Was Trayvon before Ferguson?
Mike Brown then.
Yes.
So we're talking about Mike
So-
Brown.
Yeah.
So if Trayvon was before Ferguson, they was doing Black Lives Matter in Sanford or Seminole County, saying Black Lives Matter.
I think that look, we'll have to go back and look at the actual history. What I'm telling you is
It's a formal organization.
I don't think you realize how formal it is, and I don't think you realize when when you're co-opting this phrase
But there's-
that there is
No.
something
there's a
deeper and
difference-
political
Okay, so
going
wait,
on
I'm
that
gonna say
you're not
something.
aware
I'm
of.
gonna say
But hold
something
on,
very-
I don't agree
Mike.
with you.
But did we already come to the agreement that what you said is not true because all of us are not promoting Black
Yeah.
Lives Matter?
Yeah.
Did we
And-
get that clear?
yeah.
Because you're still broad stroking us here.
Most people that are promoting that don't think
You're
that.
talking about other people.
I think you're saying the opposite. What you're saying is, if we really know what that meant, we wouldn't support it. And what I'm telling you is that most people that say it don't know even.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Yes.
Okay.
I agree. But what I'm saying is, you should be. Look, I'm just saying. Don't you think we should be woke enough to realize there's a political agenda taking place?
I'm gonna say
Absolutely.
something
Oh,
very.
oh, yes,
I'm gonna say
indeed.
something very
Oh, yes,
cultural
indeed.
and something
Yes,
very
indeed,
ignorant.
bro.
Okay, it's cultural and ignorant.
Thank you for
Come on.
prefacing that. That's
Absolutely.
great.
Come on.
Is it safe to say that KFC is the chicken of all chickens?
Nope.
Absolutely.
Nope.
I like Popeyes.
Nope. What?
Popeyes.
Oh,
I like
okay,
Popeyes.
You see,
Popeyes
you see
pretty
what
good.
I'm saying? So can we really say?
Can
you know
I
what
get
I'm
a
saying?
Bojangles? Can I
Yeah.
get a Bojangles?
No.
Yeah, I think my mother makes the best fried chicken. now what? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
No,
So,
I agree, but I'm saying as individual. Look, think about this. Now you've got groups everywhere, right? And you've got groups raising money. They're taking in money now to a tax exempt organization. They're running.
Couldn't the same be said for MAGA?
What do you mean?
Like, isn't that a formal organization? Like, I'm thinking there's probably a formal organization, something around with that.
You're always gonna have people that take
There's
something
always gonna be some
and turn it into
groups.
something else.
That's going to go ahead and push an agenda, but we're just talking about the
There you
overall
go.
reason.
There
Thank
it
you,
is.
Mike.
Thank
He
you.
put it up there for us.
Good look.
see, Trayvon
In
Martin,
response to
George
the
Zimmerman.
acquittal of Trayvon Martin's murder.
Absolutely.
Okay, we were
George
wrong then.
Zimmerman.
Created
Who's we?
black-centered.
The white folks.
Who's we? Because we need to clarify.
do you
Who's
mean?
we? You said
We were wrong.
We were wrong. Who's we?
Well, we were saying
No,
it
we're
was
saying
after Ferguson.
Yeah, we're saying it was Ferguson.
it was.
it
really-
wasn't Ferguson.
Yeah, it was Trayvon.
No, no, no.
It's right here. It's after. It's
What
after
I'm saying,
Trayvon.
can't
I
read it
felt
fast.
like it really started getting more traction right after Ferguson. I know that Trayvon preceded,
But you was right. It was Trayvon.
but yeah. But I felt like that's when it really started. I mean, no. I guess with Mike Brown with Ferguson, it was the hands up, don't shoot. It was that. And then with what is it, Eric Garner
I
in New
Can't
York?
Breathe.
I Can't Breathe.
The original I Can't Breathe.
Yeah. So I mean, again, there's so many things out there that like if you how many things do people support on a daily basis that if you like dig a little deeper, it's like, oh wait, I didn't know it was that. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is that, bro, even on social media, like something will happen the very next day, somebody will start a page, and then all of a sudden that page will get like a ton of, because they're capitalizing on something that's like, hey, you know what? Nobody's done this. Let's go ahead and do it.
How many
So
Bible- how many Bible
I think
verses
that
get
the
used?
people,
But-
I think that the
hold
people that
on.
registered
Or
this
like,
domain
that's
and
something
ran
else.
with it basically said, hey, they're saying this. Is anybody? No,
this is.
we need to do it.
What I'm saying is, this woman who originated this is the one who owns and runs this domain, who has propelled this into an organization. And what I'm saying to you is, think about it in reverse. If I or anybody else from if I associated myself by accident or by phrase or by language with white supremacy, you would hold my feet to the fire.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
I would think as a head pastor, that would be the required action.
But again,
Yes!
look, wait. I'm not trying to be, I'm not trying to get into semantics. It says 3 radical black organizers created a black-centered political will and movement building project called Black Lives Matter. They created a political will and movement building project called Black Lives Matter. So they called it Black Lives Matter. That doesn't mean that they originated the name.
Right.
It was there, and they said, we should call
We
this
should
Black
take
Lives
it.
Matter.
Exactly.
I believe that that's what the case
I
is.
don't care. I don't care what. Who
No,
came
but-
up with the phrase? I'm saying it's been organized now.
Sure.
It has an agenda. It has a policy. It has a political outlook,
But
a
that doesn't mean
worldview.
to speak
But
for
then-
everyone.
I think we're giving too much time
They're
to
going
this,
to
Mike.
elected officials.
I think we're giving too
there-
much time
Okay,
to this
all right,
part
all right.
because this is oversee. You see, this is distraction.
This is a distraction.
Look, because
is.
we're talking about,
Wow.
hey,
So
but
what
when
are you
people
supposed to say
think
then?
about it, Mike.
Okay,
You're
no,
all
wait,
caught
wait,
up
wait,
about
wait,
if
wait,
somebody
wait.
says Black Lives
So
Matter.
we don't say
being
Black Lives
affiliated
Matters anymore, right?
With,
Or whoever
with
says
some
it.
type
I haven't
of
said
company.
it.
We're talking
So
about
what
the
do you
loss
do
of death
then?
of life.
What do you mean?
And how to go ahead.
You're
and,
saying
and
no.
get things
Give me a
in
second.
No, I'm
okay.
saying-
Give me a
no,
second.
I'm
Give me a
sa-
second.
what
I'm
I'm-
saying.
okay.
I'm saying. What I'm saying is, I guess this is bad to represent Black Lives Matters because they're using it, right? So it goes back to like there seems to be not a good way to protest. and not a good way to use anything.
No, what I'm saying is that
So what do you use?
I'm saying the organizers behind this protest, which in many ways there's a centralized organization I don't think that you guys are recognizing, is promoting a political agenda that I doubt you agree with.
Well,
That's all I'm
we
saying.
just
But
established that
didn't
was-
we
that's
already
most-
go ahead and explain?
But that's
I think
most
George
political
said it
parties.
2 times,
That's
and you
most
keep
political
on
parties.
harping on
Whether
it.
you're
I
Demo-
agree, I agree, but
Okay.
at least I would want to know those platforms.
Yeah. Okay.
I would want to separate
Well,
myself
listen, it's just-
from an agenda that I didn't believe in.
Look,
let's
the
bring-
phrase.
Okay, so
the phrase
are
is
you a
separate from the
Republican or a Democrat?
organization.
I'm not. I'm a registered independent for that very reason.
Okay, so
but listen.
so that you agree with everything that independents agree with.
No, independent means
No, independent
I
means
don't have any.
I have my own.
I
yeah.
have my own agenda.
All right, so let's bring it back to this. Let's bring it back to Christianity.
Right.
Yeah.
So let's talk about religion.
Yeah.
And all the different churches and denominations.
Yeah.
So do all of them speak for Jesus Christ?
No.
Okay.
That's my whole point.
So how can we say
That's my whole point.
if we knew with this group you guys wouldn't say you wouldn't follow the Black Lives Matter?
No, but my whole point is I know what Jehovah Witnesses say. And I would separate myself from that. I know
Absolutely.
what a Mormon would say. I separate
but I
myself
understand
from
that. But what I'm saying, are you far as Jesus Christ? A lot of different organizations and religions always Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
But to somebody that's unsaved and don't know, that's what you're kind of saying to us. Like, you unsaved, you don't know what Black Lives Matter you follow. But no, we're following Jesus Christ.
I agree with you. I'm just saying.
Wait. But you're an independent, right? But when it's time to vote for a president, you vote Republican or Democrat.
No, I voted for both. I voted for Democrats and
Okay,
Republicans.
so
Absolutely.
you can't 100% disassociate yourself from either party, right? So with the statement Black Lives Matter, I get it. They're organized. Their goal is to defund the policy, but behind the message,
From the police.
for example, right? The thing that I posted on Instagram, the rap that he put together, it was well put together. It was a good I got the message what he was saying, and I respected the talent. That doesn't mean that I'm like, yeah, Black Lives Matter, but I understand his sentiment and what he put together. So for me, for you to look at that and say, oh, you posted that, you agree with Black Lives Matter, you need to know that they want to defund the police or
A little
whatever.
OD.
It's like it's a little over the top.
Right.
It's almost like
Okay,
saying,
so let's just ask this: would all of you go on record right now saying that we would be against defunding the police?
Yes.
Yes.
yeah,
Yes, absolutely.
100%.
yeah.
We don't need
So
that.
what? So
You're
then,
shaking. I want to hear a yes. I'm just saying this is a
It's a
podcast.
podcast.
They're listening to it on audio.
I mean, affirmative. I'm not even. See, I haven't used necessarily. I don't do the whole hashtag thing.
Yeah,
like
me neither.
I haven't
Me
done a
neither.
hashtag. Like, so what I'm saying is, I've this week I've argued the validity of the statement. I've argued the validity of what's being protested right now.
Yep.
No, I mean, if there's an organization that has co-opted the phrase, because that's what I believe has happened, they've co-opted it, then no, I'm not in agreement with that. If I have to start saying the lives of black people matter, then I'll say that. It doesn't matter. What I'm in support of what that
So-
phrase is
means.
saying,
So do you-
not of a specific
Yes.
you
organization
think-
that's
okay.
trying to profit
I think
off
that's
of it.
important.
Do you think that
absolutely.
overall?
I think that's
Absolutely.
important.
Do you think that overall, when a black man gets stopped by a police officer and when a white man gets stopped by a police officer, that they get treated equally?
What they would-
Barring, all things the
wanna hear
same.
it. Yeah, go ahead.
Same car, same wardrobe,
Mike
same
knows-
career.
Mike knows the answer to that.
same,
No,
everything
let
the
him answer,
same.
let him answer.
Right?
Go ahead.
Everything the same. Do you believe that a white man and a black man will get treated equally? Like, statistically, over the country, that white men and black men are getting treated equally by law enforcement.
Wow. You didn't think about it that long, huh, Mike?
Well,
No, no,
let's.
give him a chance, give him a
It's
chance.
yes or no.
No, give him
Well,
a
let me
chance,
give
him a
you. Let me
chance.
give you the actual statistics.
Please.
Okay. So, do you know how many deaths,
Nope.
homicides by police officers? But how many black people were killed
Oh
by police
boy,
officers?
here we
this year?
go.
I'm
I
just
already know.
asking.
I already know where he's going with this. And I tell you what, we're not talking about statistics because first off, we're only.
Oh, we don't wanna talk
14%.
about the
No, but
actual
we're
facts?
40% of this country.
No,
so,
no, I'm
so
just-
when you go ahead and go into, because I already know where this
Glenn,
is
I'm
going.
not going there.
Mike,
I promise you, I'm
already
not
know where
going
you're
there. I'm not going there.
All right.
So, how many? Do you know this year or last year, the year before? How many deaths by police officers?
Of who? Like in general,
Black.
or just
Hold on.
black people?
Before we do that, can you answer the question?
That's a tough question to answer. I would say it's hard to say every, like, are you saying
Hold on a second. Hold on.
individually, just one situation? You're saying every situation?
Okay, I'll simplify it.
For the most
black
part.
men get treated as equal as white men when they get stopped or encounter law enforcement?
For the most part.
For the most part.
That's for the most part.
no.
Okay, all right.
Yes or
Listen,
no?
For example, wait, real
Mike,
quick
why
example.
is it so hard? Mike,
real
why
quick
is it so
example.
hard to say that people get treated
Real
differently? Why
quick
is it so
example.
hard for you to say
I've
that?
seen-
for you to admit it. And,
I've seen
and
video.
recognize it. See, let me tell you something, Mike. That's the problem. That's the problem. The problem is that, Mike, when people hear clear, logical questions and have to pause or have to bring up statistics or have to go ahead and bring up something else to detract from the matter of the realities of life.
Let me
the
stop
realities
you.
of life is
Let me stop you.
Mike,
What you're asking me to do
is answer Nelson's
answer
question.
a question that's based on a subjective question. I'm giving you an objective statistic, and you're downplaying a fact to a subjective circumstance.
Okay, subjective, objective. I ain't talking about this. I'm talking about Nelson asked you a question. If a black person and a white person got pulled over, do you feel they get treated differently? I don't know how subjective or objective that got to get.
I don't know if I could. Number one, I don't know if I could answer that question.
Here's another question. Can
on,
statistics be manipulated?
Ooh.
Within the history of this country, I would think you got some data. To
Yes
go
or
by.
no? Can they be manipulated through the systemic?
Sure, I think you can shape a statistic however
Okay,
you want.
all right. So
I
barring
just want
from
to
your
ask you a
experience-
question that I also think needs to be shed. I just want to ask you, what do you think? How many police involved black people died last year or the year before? How many?
I don't know.
you-
I don't know, Mike.
I don't
How
know.
about that?
I don't know the number.
I don't
I don't know.
know.
And even if
Can we Google
if there
I don't
was
know.
a factual
My,
statistic
my,
about
my
it,
job is to stat.
how valid is
Mike,
it?
can we
chase
Google it?
how many black
How
people
valid
died
is
by
it?
police
All right.
officers.
How valid is it?
No,
But-
I'm just saying. I'm saying they keep track of this.
Okay.
But
Do you think
just back to the
systemic
fairness.
racism? Do you think systemic racism exists? Yes or no?
Do you think that lady in the park would have called the cops if it wasn't a white guy?
Well, no, it's not. It's not because he hasn't
That's
walked
not-
a mile in your shoes.
Yeah, that's
So,
not.
so it's
That's
to
not
us
fair.
It is. To
Your
us it is.
Systemic
But
racism
he
exists at
hasn't
what
walked a mile
level?
in
What are you
them
talking about?
shoes.
In all of the United
I can
States?
understand
everything.
that part.
Yeah.
In everything?
I can understand that
In
part.
politics,
Not
to
necessarily
me,
in everything,
financial
but the
institutions-
fact that
That's
there
how you
are
no. The answer is
fact-
no if you think it's everything.
the
Let
fact
me-
that there are institutions
When I go
that
if I
absolutely
see siren
are
lights go
are
on,
ripe with
I automatically
with
start feeling for my
systemic
life.
racism.
I agree with
That's what
that.
I was gonna
I
say.
agree with that. I do not agree with
from
this.
Say
What did you
again.
say?
Say again. I didn't hear you.
I wasn't listening.
There are specific institutions that are ripe with systemic racism.
I agree.
As a whole, is the whole country?
No.
But there are definitely some institutions
That's
that
what I
are
would say.
that are absolutely
Yeah,
ripe
within
with it.
every institution.
No. What
No,
he? No. I agree.
think- I
so
think there
so
are
we're in agreement.
institutions
I'm in
that
agreement
not.
with this, George. I do not believe that systemic racism exists in every facet of our country
Well, then,
or our
Yes.
culture.
well, then you must be, I don't
Glenn,
know, misinformed because
We've
I
had
do
one
believe.
black
That's
president out of 46.
Right.
Like that's it. We gave you one.
Yeah, I know, right?
You can
No,
say
no,
that all
I
you
got
want,
you.
but that's
Happy.
not that. I'm saying that's a
should be
nice.
happy.
It's a funny comment, but I agree with George. There's no way. That's very subjective to say. There's no proof for that. There's no valid evidence for that. There's just
because
no
they
fact
do
for
their
that.
job very well. And that's their
Yeah,
whole
but,
thing.
I mean,
their
no-
thing is about putting things in legislature and state law, so then it's cloaked. Trust me, people are very smart, a lot more smarter than me. Believe me, I'm not a smart guy.
so let me ask
but
you
I
this.
know this.
Let
They're
me-
smarter people.
I'm just
who-
asking. Think about this.
Go ahead.
Look at these numbers. These numbers
I
are.
can't- I can't even see 'em.
Okay. Well, the numbers are generally around like somewhere between 200 and 300.
Mike.
I'm just saying.
listen,
I just
listen.
want to say.
I agree
Why
with
can't
you.
I
No,
say
no,
these
you
words?
just-
Because,
yeah, let
because
me
we're
get
not.
it out.
This is the problem that we're not being honest and we're not being realistic.
We're not.
Okay? In the real world, this is what happens. If you're running through the park, I don't know about you, the majority of people, you're running through a park, you see a white dude or whatever running with a hoodie on, it's not a big deal. If it's a black guy with a hoodie, chances are somebody's freaking out and holding onto their purse or calling the cops or something stupid.
That's very subjective. I don't
That's
do that.
not subjective
No,
at
no,
all.
no.
That is not
subjective.
subjective at
No,
all.
Hey,
it's
listen,
not.
listen.
Go with the
Okay,
subjective.
I'll
Listen.
define. I need to define what subjective is because I don't
I
think
know.
you understand the
Subjective
definition.
is a personal opinion. Objective is
Yes.
is
It's fact.
It's not a
Right.
personal
So
opinion.
you're
It's
he's
based on-
saying a personal opinion. I don't think that.
Well, see,
So,
once again,
I'm very unaware of
You
that.
haven't had a chance to walk a mile in these shoes.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's why you feel, and which is perfectly fine,
Right.
Because we always created differently.
Yeah. There's no
So-
crime in
so-
having a different
Back
experience.
to his
No,
question, I'm
not
asking
at
a
all.
question off of his question.
Right.
You ever been pulled over before?
Yes.
When you
Many
when you got pulled over, how did you feel? Were you relaxed or were you like, okay? How did you feel when you got pulled over?
Every time, I mean, I guess I'm wound up a little bit every time, but not like nervous like I'm gonna lose my life.
Oh,
I'm in no way
exactly.
worried that I'm gonna lose my
Okay,
life.
Exactly.
And that's where this thing
Exactly.
is going. When we get pulled over,
Yeah.
our hearts begin to race. We have to have a prep talk
Yes.
with ourselves and others in the car.
Fair enough.
What
Yes.
not to do.
Fair enough. And I'm
Keep
okay
your
with
hands
that.
up. Don't move.
No,
don't do
but
nothing.
what it isn't about fair enough. We're showing you the
Yeah.
glaring differences
To that, I'll say even this.
between
Like,
getting pulled over.
Chris Rock
being
made
white
that
or
video
black.
for a reason.
and this is subjective.
Not to get your
This is
vote with by the
subjective,
police.
but there's plenty of dash cam video that you can see out there. I've seen on several occasions. I've seen several videos, dash cam videos of a white driver being pulled over. The guy gets out of the car. Move. What are you doing? What? I mean, pretty aggressively gesturing and everything like that. I can't say with confidence that a black driver can get out and react
you
like that,
can't.
and it's not going to go well for. I mean,
I'm a very large.
But
black
that's very
driver.
subjective.
absolutely. If you come out like I've seen,
No, absolutely.
You're getting
I
tasered.
have to dumb down. I
You're
have
a
to
threat.
select my words properly.
Yeah.
Right.
I have to talk like I got some dignity to myself.
But I
You
do
know?
that too.
No, but it's different because I mean,
Yeah, but-
once again, here's my ignorance. When they see you and they see me, they see a gorilla. Says Silverback, he's about to do this. Oh no, listen, I'm a gentle giant. Just don't
Right.
piss me off.
Right.
That's
Right.
what I tell them. You know what I'm saying? But it's the views and opinion, the way people look at people.
Yeah, okay.
And I mean, it's not right, but it's facts, and that's what happens. Like when I get dressed, depending on what I'm going, I got to figure out what I want to wear to demasculize myself, so to speak. Who I'm dealing with, even coming here, getting dressed. One of the things that I did tonight purposely, I invited him.
Yeah.
When he walked in, you saw him. What did you think?
Actually, I was like, "What's this guy doing? I thought he came in off the street like didn't know who he was."
All right.
Right.
So let me show you something. I had him put earrings on. I had him put dressed like that. He's a pastor of a church.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. But what I'm saying, don't nobody see that.
No.
And that's one of the points I wanted to make. He
Yeah.
he pastors a church.
Yeah, but nobody believes I'm a pastor either. That makes no sense.
No. But what I'm right. But I mean, it's a difference.
Yeah,
It's a
I hear
difference.
you.
Yeah.
Mike,
To look at him and
we gotta
right
have
now,
we gotta have an honest conversation,
Yeah.
Mike.
But
you gotta be
it has to
honest.
start
You
there.
know, we
but,
gotta
but let me give you one more thing that I want.
another statistic.
Yes, that I would like to have an honest response to too. Because I think you've got to understand where this side of America comes from too, right? Because we look at this situation and we look at the facts and we're like, this makes no sense. The numbers don't make sense. There's 200 to 300 police shootings that ended up in a death. Some of them are justified, right? Some of them aren't, and they're bad cops that should be absolutely, justice should roll down, and they should be punished, and they should be sent to prison, whatever. I'm fine with that, right? But there are, on average, 7,000 black-on-black homicides every year.
why is that?
Wait.
Yes.
No,
Wait,
hold on.
wait,
wait.
I'm just
wait.
asking.
Wait,
No,
no.
I know. And this
I mean,
is exactly. I thought you said
can
you
you
wasn't going to
answer
go
that
there,
one
Mike.
question?
You did end up going there.
But hold on.
You said you wasn't going to go there,
Can
and
you tell
did,
me
Mike.
why is that? Why is that?
He was like, I'm not going there.
I don't know.
7,000 black
You
on
don't
black
know?
deaths.
You don't know?
How come?
You will
So,
never
so
know.
how many
My-
white on white deaths are there a year?
I'll tell
Yeah.
you. That's right now. Pull it up. It's right here. Right here. I put it in. I don't know. I can't see it.
Didn't
no.
come
Well,
on.
hold on. I'll get it. Hold on.
Yeah. AKA, I'm going to look it up right
Lord.
now.
Don't lose your thought, though.
No,
Yeah,
I've got
no,
it
no.
right. Oh, you guys.
I can't lose the thought because this is one of the things that I've been addressing all week.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Speak it. I'll
I
look it
wanna
up while
know-
we're
Yeah,
done.
yeah.
I
He'll,
wanna know the
he'll look it up
statistic.
now.
So
Wikipedia.
this is what
No, I've got. Oh my.
this is what I keep addressing.
I love you,
and,
Mike.
And I'm telling you, yeah. There's love at this table.
Yeah. Hey, don't
because
get it twisted.
Just because this is a topic,
We all
that's
love
kinda-
each other here.
Yeah.
It's
there's
just
love
this
here.
is sensitive.
Yeah.
There are 4,255 on average.
Of what?
versus 7,000 black on black.
Yes.
White on white is
Yes.
4,000. So
Yeah.
almost
Is
double.
Is it safe?
Why do you think that is?
Because
When black people are 15% of this population, why are those numbers so different?
I don't know. I'm asking you.
because the region that we're in.
It goes back to the
If we're,
systematic
if we're
racism.
around, if we're around,
I think
each
it's the
other,
consequences of systemic
we're around
racism.
each other.
Yes, correct.
It's
They
not
keep
the
you-
actual
yes,
systemic
yes.
They keep you
yes.
in a group. So if we're in the same neighborhood and we're having problems, I'm going to kill him. He's going to kill me. Versus we're not about to go to the suburbs and just kill somebody white or whatever. So people in your area, demographically, in your area, that's who you're going to kill. That's who you're going to have problems with.
But wouldn't that be true for like suburbia, gated community white people?
Yeah, whatever. But that's why white people kill white people and black people kill. You said why do we have 7,000 black on black? Because they all are within the same.
I'm not asking that. I'm saying we have a whole movement of people who are protesting
Police
200
brutality.
murders versus we have constantly thousands of murders every year.
Because if
Let
it's
George speak.
Okay, George, go ahead. Please jump in.
This is.
I'm just asking.
He's ready.
Yeah, yeah.
He's gonna answer.
This is the point
He's
here.
ready.
All right.
I saw some of his stuff. It's good.
All right. So, Black Lives Matter. Somebody always wants to come out and say, all lives matter. What about black on black crime? Where's the outrage? Hey, this guy got, where's the outrage? Where's the outrage? You're missing the point. Don't give me
Completely.
statistics on black crime.
Completely.
Don't give me statistics on aborted babies.
Please.
That has nothing. Those are all issues that need addressing.
Yes.
That has nothing to do with what's actually being protested right now.
Thank you,
Here's the
George.
thing.
Thank
the
you.
black on black crime, if those perps get caught, they will be sentenced and face justice.
Period.
The point of the movement is that there's an abuse of authority and power, and these people are walking with no consequence.
Period.
That's the point. There is no if, there's no but. None of these other statistics matter for this point. They matter. They are important statistics. There are issues that need to be
Yes.
addressed.
Yes.
But that has nothing to do. It's almost
It's
devaluing.
called
It's almost
distraction.
devaluing
It's
the
called
major
distraction.
point. Because a lot of times people are bringing up, oh, but what about the aborted babies? When else do you care about aborted babies besides to bring down or like weigh down the Black Lives Matter? But what about this? Do you ever speak about that statistic outside of like trying to like bring down? I'm not saying you. I'm not saying you.
Yes.
I love you, Mike. I know your heart.
Yeah.
I like to think.
But I'm asking you, think about your reasoning here. I'm just asking. I'm just pushing back because I'm just. It doesn't completely make sense to me. You're saying, hey, we're protesting the fact that these people they're not held to justice. These guys are arrested.
Because everybody
They're
made a right.
arrested.
No.
They're
Yeah,
not convicted.
but-
Exactly.
All right.
Statistics-
All
George
right.
Zimmerman.
All
George
right.
Zimmerman
How
was
many
arrested.
walk? How many walk?
The cops that beat Rodney King were arrested.
Yeah,
That
how many
doesn't-
walk?
We have
How many walk?
There's no consequence.
Matter of fact,
That's,
how many got
that's the
convicted,
problem.
should we
Why
say?
There's
do
an
you
How
think
many
abuse.
got
OJ?
convicted?
Yeah.
There's an abuse of authority and power. I can say with certainty.
Guys, but hold
that-
on.
Wait, I can say with certainty that if an arrest is made in a black on black crime, the person's going to face justice. I cannot say with absolute certainty that when some of this stuff happens, that this whole and bro, I know and hold dear and love. There are police officers that I know
Yeah.
and love. Okay,
Yeah.
so this is not a knock.
This
against
isn't to
them.
y'all. We love
This is
y'all.
a knock against that secrecy, that like corruption that keeps
Yes.
things like, nope, we'll cover you up and this and that, and you don't answer for it. They don't. These corrupt individuals are not answering for it. That's the point. It's not, oh, well, what about when this guy kills that guy?
I know, but can
That's
we hold
not
on?
the point.
Yeah.
Let's hold
That
on and go
guy
s-
will face judgment.
Yeah.
Let's hold
This
on and
one
go
will
slow.
not.
You keep saying that, but the two things are really separate. There's a difference between abuse of power and held to account. Those two things are different.
I think
No, they are.
I think they're
different,
not being
George.
held to account because of the abuse of power and authority.
But George, if these guys are arrested and if they're tried, no matter the outcome, they're tried by a jury.
sure.
Yeah.
Now, you may not like the outcome,
Sure.
but that is justice.
It is due process.
Yes.
Was George Floyd allowed due process?
No, but the guy is going to pay for it.
And
me
by
ask
the
you
way,
this.
by the way,
Let me ask you this.
And
by the way,
and let's not forget this too.
here's another thing. People try to bring up, oh, well, George Floyd. Look, I'm not saying George Floyd is a saint. I'm saying George Floyd was not allowed his day in court because somebody felt like I can execute this guy right here and now.
in
And
front
he's
of
not allowed his
people.
due process.
In front of people.
Let's not lose
People
the-
want to bring up, oh, well, a few years ago he did this, and that. I'm not arguing he's a saint.
Over
I'm saying he was.
Yeah,
he
matter of
should have
fact,
had his
talking
due
about a
process.
history.
Yes, but I did. I
Over
got to
$20.
tell you that is an interesting point that we don't understand either. That I don't get. Right? I look at this and I don't get it, and this is a cultural thing. And I listened to Mike and I just listened to it before you guys came in here. We just listened to Candace Owens giving this big speech.
Yeah,
today.
I got something to say about Candace Owens too, but go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just saying. But she gave a big speech with some really valid points today that I understand and I think are really valid, right? And that I think are offensive to my brothers here,
right?
Mm-hmm.
But she's like, she's speaking for her community and saying, I do have a problem with my community. We have a habit of lifting up our least common denominator as like to be held in some sort of like tribal sainthood, like hold them up.
And
right?
I hear what she's saying with what
Culture- I'm just saying-
free whoever, and that like why free him? He's a criminal. Why are we freeing him? Because he's a criminal. That's not what I'm saying. But Candace Owens is a whole other can of worms. She's pretty marketable, and all these views she's espousing, she's only had for less than 10 years because she was
Hey,
very
listen,
much on the
that's
opposite
not the
side
point.
of that.
The point is, I hear it and I go, she's right on this. Culturally, I would not do that.
Oh no, I know.
Free
Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah, we would not do that. We would not be like, hey, if this guy's a criminal, we're going to hold him up as some sort of like hero. You know what I'm saying? We're going to make murals and put him on
But
walls
they've
and do
done
all
that.
this.
They've done that with like Charles Manson.
No.
No. But
not
that's a
mainstream.
fringe. But that's a fringe.
Those
Yeah,
are
yeah.
wackos, and everybody
That's
knows they're
fringe.
wackos,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
We don't do that, right?
I-
And Jews don't do that,
I know what
right?
you're
All
saying.
these other, like these groups would never do that.
Yeah.
But she, for speaking from her cultural setting, is saying, I don't like the fact that my people tend to do this. We lift up a lowest common denominator and memorialize them and hold them up as if they're like their past don't matter, that they are these great people.
I'm not speaking for black people. I'm my own individual. I have my own opinions. If my daughter wasn't half black, it doesn't matter. I would still hold these opinions because I'm on the humanity side of this.
Right. Yes.
All right. I think that there's something going on. No. Lowest common denominator should not be elevated. The thing is that these incidents surround lowest common denominator, and just because it's the lowest common denominator doesn't mean that there's not an issue here. You know what I'm saying? It's
I think we all agreed on that. We started out agreeing on that.
When people are like, oh, like some guy that got legitimately arrested for criminal activity, free whoever. No, not free whoever. That's
Joe
really
Tiger.
ignorant.
Right,
That's really
that's
stupid.
ignorant.
That's
Joe
really
Exotic.
stupid.
Ignorance.
But for myself, I keep whenever I'm talking about it, I say the murder of George Floyd. Like I don't let it. Oh, that guy. Oh no, this was a murder, and this is his name. And I say it, and it's not because he's not a saint. I'm not lifting him up. What I'm trying to pinpoint or point out is the
circumstances surrounding his
the
death.
system that has allowed this to happen. And yes, right now these guys are charged. Hey, good thing. I mean, I'd be man if they weren't charged. They're on full on video right now. But in Georgia, our Ahmaud Arbery. Bro, for 3 months, those guys walked. There was no arrest. There was nothing. They didn't even answer for it. It wasn't until the
That's-
video came out that something was even done.
But again, that's my point. Like, let's just go slow in this. I want to make sure we get this.
Yeah, did I jump around because I'm not
No,
normally
take
good
the
with.
Ahmaud case for a second.
Okay.
So
Or maybe
they
the
present it-
Breonna Taylor too.
They present it
'cause that
to
was
us.
all the same month.
They present it to us when it first comes out. We're told that, hey, we got this guy just jogging the neighborhood, and these guys killed him because he's black. Then we have another video pops, and we realize, okay, number one, he's not a jogger. Number two, he's inside the pre-construction of a home, looking around where other people have stolen stuff from this home. He only runs after he's confronted. And after the police are called.
No, and I'm not with the false narrative either. I'm not with the
but
false narrative.
why does everybody look like they don't know that information?
No, I know it.
I'm listening to you.
No, I know it.
I know that.
Why do you
information.
look like you don't know that?
So, but wait,
No, I know it. I'm not with the false narrative. I hate when it's like, oh, well, no. Oh, he was such a... No. Let's be honest. It doesn't matter, though, if this or that. It's, the due process, the fact
Right.
that
Who has
someone's
the right
just
to
being
take a
stripped
life?
of this right. Exactly.
Who has the right to take a life?
even if
walking
what you're
onto a
saying is
construction
true.
site, let me be honest here. I'm going to be brutally honest to the point of self-deprecation here.
Right.
A few weekends ago, I was at the beach, all right? This particular beach, probably because of the circumstances, didn't have a public restroom. You know what I did? I said, let me walk off and find somewhere where I can maybe do what I need to do, right? I found myself in a construction site, and I said, you know what? I can't find anywhere to hide here, but I was on a construction site. I wasn't going to rob anything. I wasn't going to do anything. Again, there's people on YouTube that go around walking onto construction sites. Oh, look at this. Look at this structure. I was in a neighborhood before where a new house got built. It was to the point where it was pretty much finished, but the door was open. I walked in just because I wanted to check it out. No criminal activity. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. I've done
Just
the
because
same.
somebody walks out there doesn't. The guy who
but
owns the
wait,
property
but
said,
even-
the guy who owns the property
even if
says
he
there was
had the
nothing stolen.
intention, even if he had the intention to steal something,
Exactly.
when they stopped him, he had nothing on hand.
But
He had nothing
stop.
on hand.
Let me just tell you what's going to happen. I'm going to
Whoa,
tell you what's going to
but
happen
why
and why you're
stop?
not going to like it.
But why stop? But why stop?
I'm telling you why. I'm going to tell you why. In our country, we're a country of laws. And so this is why the DA didn't charge. The DA looked at this case and said, we're not going to win this in court because the people in that community have a right to stop a trespasser. That's a legal right. And in Georgia, they can do it with a gun. That's the law.
So
They're going to lose.
so they can shoot him dead as
No,
well.
but you got to remember, if they're trespassing, they've committed a crime. That's a crime. I know you don't like it, but that is a crime.
No, absolutely.
But
And if
civilians are not the ones to enforce
I'm sorry,
that.
you can
No.
make a citizen's arrest.
there's a
That's a
citizen-
law.
there's a
Hold on,
citizen's
yeah,
arrest.
Go ahead.
But
Yeah.
You can say you don't have to
No,
like it.
no.
It is the
I'm
law.
not talking
gonna-
about it, but citizens arrest by using lethal force too.
Sure.
I'm gonna
So-
share. I'm gonna share a video with you later on. Is a lawyer that breaks down how there's a lot of holes in what happened here.
But what I'm saying, if a DA looks
had
at it
no
and
weapon.
goes,
No,
if the
I know.
DA looks at, he charged them, and if a DA looks at it and goes, I'm telling you right now, we're not going to win this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? At some point, we got to be wise, and we got to go, look, guys.
Okay, so let's get back to the law.
And I said that to
You
the.
talk law.
I said that from
Let's
the
get
beginning
back to
too.
the law.
You can't
to the
overcharge.
law,
Yeah.
kneeling on this guy's neck.
Absolutely, this guy
So-
deserves to fry. He's a murderer. I agree. I'm 100% on board, right? But we got to be able to call what is murder, and we got to be able to look at other cases and go, man, there's extenuating circumstances
But a few
here.
minutes ago,
you could have lost
he
this.
was saying, I'm trying to remember exactly what you said. You were saying like holding the police to a certain standard, and why the whole Black Lives Matter movement
Yeah.
is going on.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we pay them. They're
Absolutely.
supposed to protect us, but they're not protecting us.
Absolutely.
That's just like you have two brothers. Let's say they 13 and 14.
Yeah.
They get into a fight. Our police call. What are they going to do? Oh, break them up, whatever.
Right.
But if a parent is doing it, it's going to call it child abuse.
Yep.
So the police supposed to be protecting. The parents are supposed to be protecting.
Yeah.
But it's abuse. So that's why we're here today, because of abuse.
And Ty, I couldn't agree with you more. Like, if a police officer abuses their power or commits a crime, they should be arrested and
Absolutely.
tried.
Absolutely.
And that's all we are trying to push here.
I
What you're
agree.
saying. But I'm saying,
So-
but that's what this is.
so-
this
so
this
what-
is what the protesting is
so
about.
what-
Yeah, but
Why-
here's the deal. This is what happens, right? I feel like you ignore all these other facts and you throw all those facts out, like the Ahmaud Arbery thing. You throw all these other stuff out and you lump it all in together as if like all these are the same. They're not. They're not. And by doing that, I think you dilute the power of your argument.
I think
well,
you're really discounting 400 years of oppression, and not only oppression, but you see, you try to downplay it. That's the problem.
Wrong
it
is
isn't
wrong.
to be downplayed.
Wrong is wrong.
This is something that has been embedded for centuries in this country, and the laws that have been generated from it have been stoked in that same rhetoric and mentality. So we can't go ahead and try to discredit and say that what's happening within our country doesn't have some of these underlying themes embedded in it. It's just
Look,
impossible to go ahead and
it's
say.
a nice history lesson, but I think just
It isn't about history. This is about life.
Look,
but be specific. What are you
look.
Equality.
I mean,
Hold on.
like I
Equality.
said,
What
this is all
Equality.
about. This is all about a even playing field.
Since
That's
we
all.
mentioned-
we
Equality.
just want to even.
We're-
Let me give you an
we're-
example.
we're not
Let me give you an
equal.
example.
We're not equal.
Let me give you an
Nah,
example.
we're
Let me-
not.
let
We're
me-
not equal.
let-
I go
well, hold
outside-
on.
wait, hold
can
on.
Let me just tell you how I look at it.
Okay.
Let me give you an example.
Go ahead.
Let's take the Freddie Gray case. Baltimore. He's in the back of a police vehicle, no camera. He ends up with a broken neck. No one knows what happened, right? Literally, it looks like what probably happened is they had him handcuffed behind his back, and then they, whatever. Who knows? Maybe they beat him to death. We don't know, right? And we sit around and we talk about the systemic racism, and nobody gets a fair shake and the whole deal. But I want to remind you, the congressman for Baltimore is black. The mayor's black. The police chief is black. The police commissioner is black.
Okay.
Like, at what point do we not go, wait a minute, it looks like there's a lot of opportunity here, and this is a bad situation. We can't just paint with this big brush and say, oh, the whole city's racist.
I
No,
can't.
well, no, no, no,
I
no,
can't.
no,
I
no,
can't
no, not at
discount
all.
that.
No,
Mike.
Right.
but no, and I can't say this.
Yeah.
This is speculation, but I think at certain levels, it's like, you know what, I can sell out and benefit, or I don't, and and then I suffer the consequences.
Wait,
So
wait a minute. What do you mean? I don't understand what you're
just because there's a black mayor and a black congressman and this and that doesn't mean that at a certain level, it's like, you know what? If I play the game, I can continue to go because I'm looking out for me.
Wait,
Like,
so you're
you
saying
know-
all these leaders, these
No.
leaders
No. I'm just saying that's not always an open and shut. It's like, well, just because there's a chain of command that like, oh, there's black, a black mayor, black guy. It doesn't matter. There's people that benefit.
This country
There's
is-
But
always
what
been
about
people,
Sandra
there's
Bland?
always
What
been-
about
there's-
all the other cases?
there are always
in the
been
States?
people that look out for themselves and they benefit
this
from
is what I'm
something.
trying to say,
Absolutely.
Glenn. I'm happy to go case by case. I'm happy to go case by case. And if the case warrants that we have a person here that did something that's illegal or wrong or unjust, and they were motivated by racism or not, they should be tried.
Yes.
I have no problem with that.
but Mike,
but this
that's what we're
big
trying to
painted
say.
brush is like,
Well,
oh my gosh, everybody's
that's what I'm saying.
racist.
No,
He's
no,
trying to-
you know what it is?
I
No,
think-
that isn't
but
what
they-
I'm
but-
saying,
but
Mike.
it is
It's
a
not-
big-
sounds like
no.
it is a
Hey,
big
let's put a
brush.
disclaimer. I am not saying everybody's racist. I'm saying there's everybody in every facet of government in this country that does have some racist beliefs somewhere. I'm saying there's somebody in the judicial system who's racist. Can you agree with me on that? Can you agree with me that there's somebody in the judicial
Yeah.
system that could be racist?
I think what I
Mike, you're not answering
I'm
my
gonna-
question.
give me a second.
But it's just yes or no.
I'm
'cause
gonna
I-
give
'cause
you
I
a
gotta-
second.
But I got to keep on talking.
I know you could feel like you had to keep rolling, but give me a second. I think what I'm agreeing with is case by case. Is it possible that there's a judge, a congressman, a mayor, a governor
Yes.
that's racist?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay, but good. Let's go on now.
But
because that
is
answered
it
my question.
systemic that
Wait,
there
wait.
is racism in
wait.
every facet of
Wait,
every political
wait,
organization,
wait,
and
wait,
which
wait,
is what
wait,
you've also
wait,
said.
Wait, I'm telling you that there's a person within every industry section of this country, whether it's sports, whether it's education, health, there are individuals within that
I agree.
society that have racist beliefs.
We agree.
So that's saying that within every single fiber of our country,
Yeah,
there can be an
But
element.
the systems
but that's
aren't
not
racist.
systemic. Yeah.
That's not systemic.
Wait.
Yeah.
All right.
The presence-
Have you ever heard-
the
all right,
presence-
Put it like
the
this.
presence of
You ever heard of
racism
redlining?
and-
You ever heard of redlining? You know what redlining is, right? You know I'm a realtor, right? You know what redlining is, right?
Yes, and I
okay.
know-
So hold up. Redlining is a law that was passed, wasn't it? Wasn't that law? You can't fight against law, right? Why are you getting quiet, Mike?
Because we've corrected a lot of
No,
those
but
over
we ain't talking about
time.
corrected. We're
Okay.
talking about what happened. No, Mike. We're
But you're
talking about what
talking
happened.
about the past.
No. Mike, the past tends to repeat itself, and this is just one isolated incident that we could talk about. But believe me, there's way more. But let's just take redlining.
Okay, so in the
what is
past
redlining?
was-
Can you define that for me?
Listen, in the past.
No, Mike. Do you
stop.
know
Listen to me. I'm answering your question.
what? Okay, go ahead.
In the past, were there specific banks and real estate laws that were written purposely to disenfranchise black communities and black people? Absolutely. We know the history.
Okay, so Mike, what I'm trying to say, do you think that there are other laws that could possibly, I don't know, possibly be along the same vein of the redlining? Or do you feel we eradicated all that in 1968?
What I'm saying is this. I'm happy to talk about any law you want to talk about, but I'm not okay with saying that there's just this blanket systemic racism that you can't identify, that you're just saying it just is there because I know there's probably somebody personally that's racist somewhere. We just haven't figured it out yet.
No, I don't have to figure it out. I just know it exists.
The problem is
I don't need to have proof.
Yeah,
I just know it's out there.
I think the point of contention here is that's by definition that's not systemic. Redlining, that's systemic.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And you know what happened? Even though it's done away,
still
there's
goes
enough of
on.
a ripple effect that caused a ripple effect that's still felt. Like it's not like it's the law passed and it's done. No, there's a ripple effect.
I agree.
Just like 400 years of slavery, while other families were building wealth and gaining property.
We're gonna talk
400
about that
years,
again, Mike.
families.
Yeah, we're gonna
there-
talk
there are
about it.
families
with
that were
that.
left out of that. So,
You know,
so of course
it's
they're
just-
at a disadvantage.
you know what's systemic
but,
to me?
But that's the point of contention, though. That I think you're what you're arguing. Yes, there is systemic racism that exists. I think that the point that you're arguing about there being racist in pretty much everything. Of course there are. Of course there are.
And that's
but,
the only thing
but
I'm
that doesn't
trying
make
to
it
say.
systemic. Yeah.
That's all I'm trying to say. This exists. This
But
mentality exists.
You don't
anywhere we
think
go.
they're
And you know
they're
what
like-
hurts?
You don't think that they're racist? Let's say those individuals, whoever they are, within all industries, that is an effect of systemic racism.
No.
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 I think
Personal
that's
racism
just
by definition.
I think that's just people
but
being
but
broken.
systemic racism generated off of personal racism.
No, absolutely.
Agree.
Is systemic racism fueled by people's personal racism? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
What I'm
But
saying,
the
though,
presence of a racist in an institution doesn't make it
the institution
systemic.
systemic.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, because people could say, you know what? I know what I want to do to get in. If I blatantly say I'm a racist, I'm not going to get in here. So I'll just keep that to myself. I'm a racist now, and I'm in this institution. But that doesn't mean I can affect everything. My mere presence here as a racist doesn't make the whole thing systemic.
No.
It's a Band-Aid put over it due to equality.
Exactly.
You don't have to say that you're a racist. You just won't be equal.
Yeah,
You
it's
know?
really, it's
And
really.
that's what it comes down to.
Explain what you mean.
Like, okay, you have your laptop there, right?
Yeah.
What kind of laptop is that?
I got a MacBook, baby.
Got a MacBook. top of the line. Top of the line. So I come in here with my Walmart laptop and sit it on
Acer.
the table. Thank you.
You got the Acer.
Yes. So I'm just saying
Yeah.
we're not equal.
Wait, you
Wait
guys,
a minute, wait a minute,
you
wait,
guys
wait,
have
wait.
laptops?
Wait a minute. Are you in?
In comes the Mexican. Right?
You're stupid.
Build
wait a
that
minute.
wall. No.
Wait a minute. Are you saying that somehow we have to have equal economic?
No, I'm just saying, just wait, the mind frame of people.
Oh, okay.
Let's not get into
The mind-
economics.
The mind frame
don't
of
want me to
people.
get into economics.
And even on different levels, we may not call it racism, but you will never equal up to what I equal to, which is a form of racism.
We're
But what I'm
always going to
saying-
look down on the Acer, and then the MacBook is like, that's
Exactly.
prime. The
Exactly.
Acer, this guy's got an Acer.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm.
But do you believe that? Do you believe that? Because here's what I hear when you say that. Okay, I'm just telling you what I hear, and you correct me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are you saying that you believe that I or anybody like me immediately judges you as less than because of the color of your skin?
Not everybody.
Not everybody.
That's what I'm
Does happen.
saying.
Okay, but
Then
not,
we're in agreement.
Not right. Not.
But I think a
not
lot more people
everybody,
do
but
than
a
what
lot-
you think that it does.
Exactly.
Because I'll tell you something, right? Like I know people that on one breath will go on a mission trip, and on the next one will use the N word or say this, spigs or like these immigrants and stuff like that. But you're like you're a Christian,
Bro.
You're on a mission trip.
It's what? Yeah.
No, I'm sorry.
You're Christian and on a mission trip.
In a
It's a form of
practical sense.
privilege.
In a practical sense, yes, there are people who are not out and out racist, but they have a. That's what I'm saying.
They think they're
This
better.
week, how many people that I know and love, bro?
Yeah.
One of my best
Just
friends
look at
that I've
Facebook.
known for the better part of 20 years. Like, I love this dude. I feel like I know where this guy's heart is, but some of the arguments he's making, I'm like, really?
Exactly.
Like, really?
Because
like,
it's a
it's not
certain
that it's a
privilege.
full on thing, but there's things that you with it, you don't talk about at parties, like you say, where it's like that's there, man.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying this guy's a racist, but it's like I don't know, man. I can't. There's situations, man, where there is no if and there is no but.
Right.
It is what it is. It's clear
Well,
cut.
we grew
and if
up on
there's
two different sides of the track.
And then our
exactly. Maybe
laws-
you see a certain way, and maybe I see it a
Right.
certain
Our
way.
laws
Exactly.
give that same person the right to feel threatened and just shoot somebody that they feel like that about.
So when things are being
Not exactly,
affected,
but I hear
Not
what you're
exactly.
when things are being affected to,
I've heard people say, like, I'm gonna shoot that N word and that's it.
Well, but that doesn't make it right. They're still going to be prosecuted.
But I'm telling you, like, I guarantee you,
the
that
law
you-
won't protect them.
I guarantee you that you don't know, like those. They don't. People, you just don't know.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, listen.
Like, it's
Listen,
deeper.
We got to draw this to a close for tonight. But for tonight, can we let's go around the horn real quick.
Can I give you a quick example?
No, hold on.
Let me give you a quick example. real quick. Just a
No,
quick example.
I got to move on.
Look,
we're
look.
like an hour. And
George,
we're 2
George
hours
Floyd
into this
died for a
podcast.
bad check, right?
Okay.
George Floyd died for a bad
$20.
check or
Nah,
whatever.
I think you're in trouble
Hey,
on that.
all right, for whatever it is.
No, I
they
think
say.
you're in trouble.
Wasn't
What?
it $20?
About the bad check?
It was $20.
Guys, look. Yeah, but
They say it was a counterfeit $20 bill.
It's a counterfeit
Counterfeit.
20.
It
It's a
was a
counterfeit
counterfeit
20. But here's what's going to happen.
You've never
right?
had a counterfeit get the bill.
Guys, you don't understand.
You're missing my
Here's
point.
what's going to. I'm just saying.
All right.
I just want you to know the facts.
Come.
All right. The toxicology is already out.
Okay.
He's high.
Okay.
He's high.
Okay.
The toxicology is out on both of those autopsies.
All right.
He's high. He's got meth in his system. Right.
Okay.
I'm just telling you right now. It's going to come up. It's going to be a mitigating circumstances in these things. The other three are going to get off because
That
of
is
it.
not the point I was trying to make.
The
Mike.
main guy with his hand, his knee is going to jail.
Yeah, he's going to jail. He's going to jail.
But the other guy's going to get off.
But Mike,
I'm telling
the,
you.
the thing
should
I was
they-
trying to
should
show
they
you.
get
Look,
off?
this is white
Huh?
privilege.
should they get off?
No.
This
Why,
is
they
why-
shouldn't.
Why shouldn't they?
I think
I think me personally viewing it, I'm just saying for me personally viewing it, that I could not in any way or in any good conscience stand by and watch what that guy did.
Right.
It's too horrific. It's awful. And I just couldn't see myself setting up a barrier and being like, stay back.
Right.
And
right,
letting that
right,
happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Under any sort blue
Absolutely.
code, whatever,
Hey.
couldn't do it.
Absolutely.
And that's
Like,
why
listen,
they should be
craziness.
punished.
It's
But they
craziness.
probably won't.
They probably,
Yeah.
but I
Not
think-
those three.
But I don't think that's a statement about morality, or I think that's a statement about legal gymnastics.
All right.
That I don't. That's just about the law.
Look, let me just
I
give you
think
the
they'll
contrast
go to
real quick.
trial, but
Mike,
they won't be tried.
Mike, look, the example I was given was, okay, George Floyd gave the counterfeit 20. His white counterpart had a double murder. He got arrested. You know what they did for him? They gave him water and made sure he wasn't dehydrated.
I don't
It's on
agree.
video. It's on video.
I think everybody.
that's-
I'm
should
just
treat
saying
it
the
like
No,
discrepancy.
okay,
I'm
yeah.
telling you the
I don't
discrepancy.
agree with
that's not real.
Like, one doesn't-
What do you mean?
That's-
It's not
that's
real.
Like one doesn't balance the other one.
Yeah.
No, no, but-
everybody that gets
but I'm just
everybody
saying,
should be treated like
but-
that
but
because
exactly.
they're here to protect us.
Everybody
Yeah.
should be treated like
Right.
that.
So just because one,
But
just,
there's- but
let
this-
me no.
all right, go ahead.
Just because one branch did the right thing and another one didn't, it doesn't counterbalance each other.
Yeah.
I'm with you 100% on almost everything.
It's a
Right up to
circus.
this. It's separate. It's
I'm
separate.
just
altogether.
thinking there's too many instances for us to go ahead and keep on trying to isolate
But
them.
there's a lot of-
trend going on.
Yeah, but
here.
there's a lot of
There's a
no,
trend.
no. But there's a lot
This
of
is
them.
not
I
isolated.
honestly think
Glenn,
that
there's a lot. Excuse me. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them that we do see. Like I've seen a police officer stopping a man and him saying, like, punching her and clobbering her and saying, "I can't go back to prison." I've seen people with my own eyes with the cops saying, "Sir, I'm sorry, I need to just check with you," and then being loud, spitting, and punching the police. So it goes every way. That's what I'm saying.
it
needs
it's
to be
individual
opened up.
cases
It's
in my mind.
individual cases.
I think that's the difference between us.
Everybody should
I
be
think
treated with
I,
dignity
I look
because
at
they're
it through
here to
these
protect us.
lenses of individual cases, and I think that the difference is, and I'm not blaming you for this, because I
No.
think this is part of what you say. We're on different sides of the tracks a little bit.
Correct.
Which is that you look at him and go, no, there's a thing going on here that's bigger than these
But
instances.
can you blame us though, Mike?
I can't.
Can you blame
I
us for
can't
that?
because I'm not in your shoes.
No, but I'm saying.
I think that's
All
fair.
right, and
That's
that's the
fair.
whole thing that we're trying to have this dialogue. So you can
I agree.
understand.
I agree. But we got to wrap this up.
And that's what we're trying
And
to
listen,
do.
I promise to have you back, and we can continue.
You
this.
sure?
'Cause I can see
Can
your
we?
in passion. Okay,
Can
but
we do
listen,
this
hold on,
again?
hold on.
This is already gonna have
I
to
know,
be split into A and B.
I know this is already in two parts. Gee, Louise. Okay, but listen. Last question. And try to make it as concise as possible. Your answers. What can we do now to change? In your opinion, what can we do to change policing in America? Like, how can we make this better? Like, if you were in charge, if you were the police commissioner of all police commissioners of every city in the United States, what could we do to make this better? Because I think the answer to this is going to be the game changer.
I would retrain the police because I
Okay,
think the
so
police.
you think it's training?
I think the police is going out there with mentality like they're at war, like we're the enemy.
Okay.
And I think the
So
mentality.
you think they're too militarized, and we need to train
Yeah,
them
I think the
differently?
mentality of like I think they have for not all of them. I
Okay.
have family, as you know,
Yeah.
that are police
Yeah.
officers that are good, but I think that somewhere down the line, you know, it did shift a little to where like you're not protecting us anymore. Now you're like we're automatic. You're innocent until proven guilty.
But we're guilty until proven innocent.
But-
Okay,
correct.
we got to go quick. So training and demilitarize them. It's so much. They're too militarized. Okay, you got anything?
I don't.
You're not invited back, by the way. Okay, here we go. I'm kidding. All right, think
You
about
just
it.
don't like the direct questions that put you on the spot.
Hey,
That's
he's still. Hey,
That's all
Mike's
it
still
is.
feeling like yes or no
Yeah,
question.
he's like
throwing.
this dude.
Okay, what do you got? What would you do?
I think.
Hey, is that in support of Black Lives Matters?
But this is this is a bigger thing though. This is like reform.
Okay, so it's
the
reform.
The system has to be reformed to the point where these things are punished. This whole like blue code thing is like
that has to
blown
Blue
open.
shield, the blue shield.
that gets blown open, and punishment needs. I saw something recently where it's like you have a fund where like you know what your pension like the pension fund's gonna be hit. If we got to pay out a lawsuit, it's coming out of the pension fund. So then everybody suffers.
Wow. Okay.
I saw
What do
something
you
like
got?
that.
What do you got? What would we do different?
I like that one.
I like what they said as
Reform,
well.
training,
Absolutely.
demilitarize.
Put a little love in their heart.
Put a little love in. What do you got? Anything else? Anything you want to add to this? Nobody said my idea
think-
yet. What do you got? Anything?
For me, I would think just try to put some type of stiffer consequences when those situations are found, because I feel like if cops feel they're going to, dirty cops that is, are going to be held accountable and there's going to be some stiff penalties, I think
This is a very
deter-
popular view right now.
I
The
think
up-
it will
what is it?
deter a lot of people or cops because they're like, hey, wait up, the laws change. I could really go to jail. Let
the
me chill.
upcharge.
Maybe I won't go ahead
almost
and press it.
It's almost the philosophy of like, hey, you're driving in a construction zone, you get an upcharge. So the idea is police are held to a high account, and if they get charged with murder, the sentence is longer, or the execution of justice becomes bigger. Right?
And the ripple effect will be
That's a very popular view
other
right now.
cops will go
What do you
ahead,
got? Anything?
I'm gonna just piggyback.
Okay, so this is my idea. You ready? Now, I don't know why anybody. I'm so smart, right? I came up with this
You
myself.
are. You do have a MacBook.
I'm kidding.
You do have a MacBook.
But listen,
white.
this is my idea. I know it's a white thing, right?
The prosciutto.
No, it's the
I love you,
prosciutto.
Mike.
Okay, so here we go.
Bidet.
Boar's head.
Here we go.
in the bidet.
Freaking, that was racist, by the way. Okay, here we go.
That was a little.
It was racist.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
so
love
here we
it.
go.
I
Here's
love
my
Just a
idea.
little.
I think we can solve it very simply.
Mm.
All we need to do is increase minority participation in law enforcement. If you look at what's happening here in Kissimmee,
So diversify.
absolutely. Now, listen to me, and I'll tell you why I realize this.
Oh, you're so full of it.
I'm going to give you two illustrations real quick.
Also, let's build a wall and keep everybody
Listen
out.
to me.
Diversity.
In Kissimmee right now, we held a very peaceful protest,
yes.
right?
Did you go?
Ve- Can I get through this?
Okay.
He watched it on YouTube.
Very peaceful. I watched it on Facebook.
And gave it a like.
Yes.
You gave it a like. Did you give it a like, Mike?
Listen. Can I get
All
right,
go
hold
ahead,
on.
go ahead,
very
go ahead.
peaceful protest.
Yeah.
We have a very progressive police commissioner who reached out to very diverse leaders in the community, right? Our community is almost 55% Hispanic, and our police force resembles that, right? Our police force is reflective of our community, right? And I think when that starts to happen, when the police force reflects the community that they're serving, then all of a sudden you have a different level of accountability that's happening.
I
there.
think that sounds
I think
great.
that's
But
genius.
Mike, I think the problem with that would be there's so much skepticism and mistrust.
Correct.
No, but that's what
For
my
the-
next point was.
for the police.
Can I just be honest? And
Yeah.
Can we have an honest moment here?
Yeah.
I've been trying
feels
to.
it feels like in the black community
Hmm.
that the police and law enforcement is looked down upon
Absolutely.
and vilified.
Absolutely.
Well,
But there's some reason behind it.
well, when
I,
you call,
listen, I don't disagree with you.
So
I
why-
don't disagree that there's reasons.
So
But what
they
I'm
shouldn't
saying
be
is,
surprised.
but what I'm saying is if it was me in charge, I'd be going to our leaders and go, guys, we can solve this. Let's take over the police force.
Hey, Mike.
Let's govern. Let's get into law enforcement. Do it right.
If
Right?
you grew up with a police, if you grew up with a teacher, like drilling you all the time, you're not gonna grow up wanting to be a teacher. I like when you have cops that come to certain areas and all they do is for no reason come and just put people against the wall and do it first for no reason whatsoever, which happens because I've seen it happen in New York. Like you're not gonna want to grow up and be a cop. So
may
that's
be-
really cute,
That may be
but
true,
it
but we're
doesn't happen.
adults. We can think bigger than this.
Yeah,
that's
but-
my point. And here, and let
That's
me tell
not
you,
true.
Let me tell you the
because
moment
we
that
know
I saw
that
this.
people react different to everybody reacts
I
different.
know.
to
Let me tell you
Do you
the
though?
moment. Yeah, I do. And let me tell you the moment I realized this. Did you see this video just recently? 3 nights ago with the protest, you had a white police officer pull military garb because they're
took a
doing
knee?
the whole. No, he actually took a girl who was on her knees in front of him protesting and threw her on the ground.
Yes, yes. I saw
And did you
that.
see the black?
Yeah,
and there was a
she-
black police
she charged
lieutenant
him up.
that literally grabbed that police officer and drug him out. And was like, "Get out." The whole deal, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna have to beep that.
I
out,
think
guys.
that's the answer.
I think I kind of heard that.
I think that's the answer.
Yeah.
I think that's the answer. If you had,
Yes.
if you were shoulder to shoulder
Yeah.
with people of all different races, right?
But
You're not going to do that.
That's
You're not going to do that. It's accountability.
That's accountability and keeping each other accountable.
now let me ask
And
you
when
this,
you
though,
have
Mike.
enough
You
of
still
that,
got the
when you have
people up
enough of
here.
that, you create more goodwill
That's
in
what
that
I was
community.
about to
Still
get to,
got the
though.
people up
But
here.
Mike,
Yeah, but that's becoming much more diverse, man.
I think that's
I mean,
a
look at
start.
Baltimore.
But-
Look at
but
these
listen,
major cities.
Mike.
A lot
Very
of them are
diverse.
just the face.
Look at Trump's cabinet.
A lot of them is just the face.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with
No,
that.
I'm so serious. Think about it. This country is ran from the grave, from the forefathers.
Yeah, I agree with you.
You know what
on
I'm
that.
saying?
I agree
so
with you on that.
they
but,
keeping up tradition.
but I got news for you. It's,
And what is
we're
the
aging
tradition,
that
Ty?
group out.
What
It's
is the
becoming
tradition,
much
Ty?
more diverse. It's becoming much
White
I
is
think
right,
diversity is a start.
black
but
is
I
whack.
I like the point that Glenn made also.
On the next podcast, how to take over the Catholic Church and their abuse of altar boys.
Beat that out too.
All right, listen. We got to wrap it up for
Hey,
tonight.
can I say one
Yes,
thing wrapping up,
yes.
please, guys? Look, they love our music. They love our food.
What just happened?
Listen, I want to wrap this up. Let me wrap this up.
You're gonna
Let me
leave
wrap
them-
this up.
Wait,
Let me
who's
wrap
they?
this up. Let me
Potato salad
let
and
me
raisins?
get this. Let me
is
get this.
they?
Okay.
Y'all.
Let me clarify. This country loves black food, black women, black music, black
Very.
athletes.
Lot of mercy. Beyonce.
Black, there's a lot of love. There's a lot of love that the country has for
Black
the
culture.
black culture. I'm just reaching out and letting you guys know we cannot do this by ourselves, guys. We need your help. If you really love us the way you say you love us, then please come out. Let's get in the front lines. Let's go ahead and do something so we can affect some change. It's not about talking about it. This podcast is beautiful. I'm more of an action-based person. So what I'm saying is, if there's like-minded people out there who want to try to do a change, who want to try to come together and do something for humanity, for equality, please reach out to us. Let's go ahead and get together. Let's try to strategize, implement, and execute something that could go ahead and be effective for the rest of our generations. Let's be on the right side of history. We're in a historic moment right now.
My dream
are
is
in
for
a
us to get to
historic
the
moment.
point that there will be no more us and them. That's what I
Hey,
would love to
it
get.
would
I
never
would hope.
happen.
I would
It
love
would
for
never
that to happen.
Not
But
until you make it to heaven. It won't
exactly.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna see
well,
that in my lifetime.
this is so real quick. We got to roll this thing out. But listen to me. It's disappointing that
It
you're
is.
probably right.
It
right?
is.
But let's think about this for a second. In Christian theology, we talk about the now, not yet.
Yeah.
Right? That we are spiritually justified, redeemed, made righteous by Christ, and by that forgiveness. But we're not sinless yet. We're not glorified yet. We're not perfect yet. We're not before the throne yet. You know what I'm saying? And I agree with you. Right? We talked about this last week in church. We said, Revelation chapter 7, the view of what's to come is you got people of all different races, robed in white. Okay, they had to pick a color. I don't know. It's a purity thing. It's a purity thing, right? But they're robed in white, all different races, all different tongues, all different nationalities, gathered around the throne, looking at the
Amen.
only one that matters.
Amen.
Right? Singing
Yes.
praises. Right?
Praise him.
So you're right. In the end, this all ends in praise. It all ends in us unified. But can't we back that up? I know that it's not going to be perfect yet now, but can't we start to, like
Yes.
the Lord's Prayer, have things come to earth as they are in heaven, right?
No.
Like, can't we do that now?
100%.
And we should do that in our church communities.
Right.
And we should do that on Sunday mornings. And we should do that in our relationships.
And that's what I'm
We
trying
should
to
be able to
say.
figure this out.
It's not enough spiritual ambassadors.
That's what I'm trying to say.
That's what
We
we
should
need,
be taking the
spiritual
front lines.
ambassadors in
Us
order for
being
that to
Christian
take
brothers and
place.
Yeah.
sisters, we need to take the front lines.
Yeah.
Remember,
And-
the Christians actually is the one who led the civil rights movement. It wasn't it was the people who was followers of God who started and incited the thoughts of, hey, we need to implement some real change here.
Well,
I agree.
Why can't we do that?
I agree.
Well,
I think we can. I think there's some
but here's
great,
the thing.
smart people here
Here's the thing.
that we could do something.
Just like the opposite, where I don't believe, like what we were saying with the systemic problem, right? Will we ever fix racism everywhere?
No, we're not.
We can't fix every
We
racist.
can't.
But we can work with each other, the people we know, in the community that we're a part of.
That's exactly what
Right?
I'm saying. Can we start changing the world through our community first, and then we just keep on growing it, man, and give
we
Jesus
can't
all the glory.
we can't fix everybody, but we can fix somebody. And that starts with us. Okay, we got to wrap it up for today. I love you guys. Oh,
One more thing.
no, please stop. All right, I love you.
the tape.
Next Thursday, we'll have it back. God bless you. See you. Goodbye. Amen. See you. All right.